Commission. Good morning, I'm Sfiso Zulu. The son of former Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe will soon appear in the Alexandra Magistrates Court facing charges of attempted murder. 29-year-old Bellarmine Mugabe and another unidentified suspects were taken in for questioning yesterday following a shooting at a property in Hyde Park. They were later arrested and charged with attempted murder after a gardener at the property was shot twice. The 23-year-old victim was taken to hospital in critical condition. Oren Singh reports.
EWN understands the docket concerning the attempted murder case against Bellarmine Mugabe has been transferred to the Provincial Investigation Unit. This is the same unit that has been tasked to investigate the murder of Warwick Stock, aka DJ Waris. The son of the late former Zimbabwean president will now have to face the music in relation to an employee who was shot. It remains unclear whether it was Mugabe or his co-accused who pulled the trigger, shooting an employee twice in the back. The incident happened yesterday morning at a plush property in Hyde Park near President Cyril Ramaphosa's private residence. Police spokesperson Dimakatso Nevohulwi.
The two men that were brought in for questioning in connection to a shooting that occurred at Hyde Park have been officially arrested and are expected to appear before Alexandra Court soon on charges of attempted murder.
Police investigations continue. Oren Singh, Eyewitness News.
Suspended Deputy National Police Commissioner Shadrack Sibia has remained defiant and has stuck to his guns over his role in the disbandment of the Political Killings Task Team. Sibia was also denied links to alleged crime kingpin Vusmuzikat Matlala, saying it was other senior police officials who benefited from Matlala, who even paid for their cosmetic medical procedures. Sibia spent another day before the Madlanga Commission yesterday, where he responded to allegations of improper conduct. Babalondenze reports.
Shadrack Sibia spent another full day giving evidence before the Madlanga Commission on alleged links to Vusmuzikat Matlala. He also spent a great deal of time explaining his letter, which said the PKTT was not functioning efficiently and recommended its disbanding. He told evidence leader, Advocate Adila Hasim, that the head of the PKTT, Dumisani Khumalo, did not indicate whether he supported the disbandment of the task team or not.
You're saying General Khumalo never indicated that he did not support the disbandment of the task team that he was the leader of?
Yes, he never.
He also accused General Khosi Sentumule, who implicated him, of being the one who benefited from Matlala.
It appears that Matlala was invited on the instruction of General Sentumule to attend the Sub-Service Excellence Award, and that the donation was accepted from his company Medicare 24.
Sibia will return today to give more evidence. Babalondenze, Eyewitness News.
ANC MP Malusi Gigaba's lawyers have declined to disclose why a state attorney has refused to fund his legal fees. Gigaba, along with former Transnet executives Anosh Singh, Siyabonga Gama, Brian Molefe and Tamsanga Chiane, are facing charges of graft in relation to the procurement of locomotives between 2010 and 2014. They made their first appearance in the Johannesburg High Court yesterday after the matter was transferred from the Palm Ridge Commercial Crimes Court. Gigaba requested financial assistance from the state, arguing that the charges he faces relate to alleged conduct during his tenure as minister. His legal representative Nicholas Corey says a decision has not yet been made on whether the appeal or the ruling will be appealed.
So we feel that being a representative of the state, working for the state, that you're entitled to legal financial assistance. We made that application through the formal channels. As you heard in court, we got a rejection to that proposal as of yesterday. So we now need to sit with our client and consider our position, and that will pave the way forward on whether we're going to take the decision on review.
And former British Royal Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has been released under investigation following his arrest on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Andrew is facing allegations relating to his association with late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and accusations that he shared confidential material while he was an international trade and investment envoy. Britain's King Charles III says the law must take its course in response to Andrew's arrest and that the police have his full support and cooperation. This is the first time Andrew has been arrested and he's consistently denied any wrongdoing. Modern royal historian Ed Owens says this arrest is arguably a threat to the British monarchy.
Queen Elizabeth II bears much of the responsibility for the mess that the British royal family find themselves in today in February 2026. she did not deal with Andrew as firmly as she should have done. But at the same time, I think she clearly did offer him protection in ways that runs counter to the interests of both the monarchy and the wider nation. Andrew was an unexploded bomb that the Queen passed on to Charles, and it's been left to Charles to have to deal with this problem.
Gold is trading at $4,994.64 an ounce. The rand is at 16.17 to the dollar, 21.75 to the pound, 19.02 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $71.81 a barrel.
And in the traffic, we've got some delays already on the N3 North between the Elands turn off and the Geldenes interchange. This is due to peak time delays piling up there. There's also queuing traffic on the N1 North between the Golden Highway and the Deep Kloof interchange.
And in your sports, Zimbabwe stunned Sri Lanka to go through the group stages unbeaten at the T20 Cricket World Cup. The Proteas women are without Marzan Cup for the upcoming ODI series with Pakistan. And Casey Jarvis joined leader top of the Kenya Open leaderboard, one shot ahead of the field.
A partly cloudy Friday in store for Gauteng with isolated showers expected. Johannesburg starting at 17 degrees, peaking at 27. Pretoria 18 and 30. Vereeniging 16 and 30 degrees as well. The top story in EWN this hour. The son of former Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe will soon appear in the Alexandra Magistrates Court facing charges of attempted murder.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
Get your brain in the game and win big on the brain of 702. Enter now on primemediaplus.com. T's and C's apply.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
On 702.
Let's walk the talk.
Seven minutes after 6 o'clock. Welcome to the show on this Friday, the 20th of February, the year of our Lord, 2026. It's a Friday. It's a Friday. Should we just get into the song? Yeah? Waste not, want not. A one, two, three. It's a Friday. It's a Friday. It's a Friday. We always do that every Friday. Welcome one, welcome all. You're part of our 702 Land community and family. It is a Friday, so we'll look back on the week that was politically, the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, and a lot of what happened in Parliament. The State of the Nation address last week and the debates that followed this week, including the President's rebuttal. And then I came across a really heartwarming and touching piece. The retired Constitutional Court judge, Edwin Cameron, was one of the first public figures to talk openly about his HIV status. He spoke about it at a time when treatment wasn't readily available for everyone. He was lucky. He was a man of means. He was able to have access to treatments early on. And now, as his life reaches its twilight, he's asking a question about whether or not South Africa is ready to deal with the long-term survivors of HIV. He's going to tell his personal story and what comes next.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
On 702.
Let's walk the talk.
9 minutes after 6 o'clock. I'm not alone, of course. I've got an entire team of colleagues, and you can see them all on our YouTube channel. We're live between 6 and 9. You can check us out. Our looks, our eye rolls, things the radio doesn't allow you to see. We're live streaming on YouTube. So just go look for 702 Breakfast, and you'll see us in the studio. Producers Karabo, Siamtanda, Bapelile, KG, all behind the scenes making the magic. And, of course, the voices you hear on air. Amuramila, happy Friday.
Oh, happy Friday. Very good morning to you, 702 Landers.
You made it, hey?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, finally.
Is Friday the happiest of days? It has to be.
It has to be. It is.
Yay! It's like I get an extra, I don't know, shot.
It's because you earn Friday.
Yay!
Throughout the week.
Actually,
you earn the
You can't
day.
just shop on Thursday
No.
and be relieved it's Friday.
No.
I see what you mean. Muteo Kharipa, of course, is that other voice. Now, our shout out today is a shout out that has so many layers. And so, without any further ado, I think let's get straight to it. KG?
You're with Bongani Bingwa.
702 weekday mornings, 6 to 9 a.m.
Our shout out is a question we ask to illustrate a big story in the news and something that we're going to pay attention to, but we have conversations around it that apply to this story. So we want your opinions on 011 883 0702. We'll take your voice notes on 072 702 1702. I love knowing if you're a first time caller or if you're a long time listener. Do give us that info behind the scenes as well. I want to know, is there an association you regret? Friends, lovers, colleagues, people you came to know and you wish you had never met them. And you say to yourself, I would have saved myself so much time, so much drama, so much mental difficulties, anxiety, so much money. Where you go back and you look at your life and you think that association, that group of friends, that relationship was a complete waste of my time, waste of my life. Where you look back and you wish, I wish I hadn't crossed paths with that individual or that set of individuals. And if it's not about people, is there an event you attended? You were invited, you really didn't want to go, and you just went, you went along to get along, and you wish you hadn't gone because, oh my G, OMG, I think that's what the young kids say, right? OMG, you not confused me. My daughter says, oh my days.
I like oh my G better.
Yeah?
I like oh my G.
She goes, oh my days. Oh my G, you think, I wish I hadn't gone there. I wish I hadn't attended that thing. Maybe it's over now. And so you're relieved. And maybe you're still trying to pull yourself, to extricate yourself from that association. Mateo?
Do exes count?
Yay.
I'm kidding.
Plural.
Exes.
You know the thing about exes where you think, I wish they had saved me.
Yeah, my own time.
Yeah, because they knew who they were.
Yeah.
Saved you from themselves.
From themselves.
Yeah.
I came along. I was this good person. I was this kind person. I was this generous person. They knew.
You disrupted me.
They could have saved me. They should have just said no. And maybe sometimes when people, don't date you, they're saving you from themselves. Look at it that way.
It's far better.
Right? Don't spend time crying. Why does this person not love me back? No. Maybe the way they love you is just away from you.
I've gone to a party I didn't know about where a friend was like, there's a great party happening. So you don't ask the details, because you're with your friend and and you get there and you realize there are some shady characters here. So obviously I can't firstly be seen here and I can't take pictures with anyone here. So the first bit of the party, you're ducking all the cameras. And then you're like, you know what? Let's just leave. I do not hang out with that person anymore. But it's very easy to walk into a very shady situation.
Yeah,
if,
not knowing.
Yeah, not knowing.
I have a friend who's quite well known, and if you see the footage, you'll see him. He was at the Thabo Bester party. Remember the Thabo Bester party where he was in New York? Came on via a live stream.
Live video.
Wow. My friend was at that dinner. We always tease him about it. Amo?
Well, I once had a friend who was overbearing. And by overbearing, I mean almost to a point of controlling. Where do we go? What do we eat? Who do we hang out with? And and we never really sat down to say, look, the friendship is not working. It just happened that distance separated us, and it worked on my for my benefit, because then I realized that actually, no, this friendship was a lot. It was, and I wasn't myself throughout. I just felt like, no, this was a lot.
Okay, so you were happy it kind of fizzled out,
yes,
right?
that there was no mutual agreement or, conversation. It just
didn't work out. All right, we're asking you that question. Is there an association you regret? You made friends with someone, you dated someone, you went to an event, and you look back and you think, those are years of my life I will never get back.
Let's walk the talk.
702.
We're asking, of course, I think it's a fairly obvious one. In the news, in fact, at 6 o'clock, I think you heard there the tale of two, shall we call them, errant sons, right? Firstly, the son of former Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe is going to be appearing at the Alexandra Magistrates Court facing charges of attempted murder. The 29-year-old son of Mugabe and another unidentified suspect were taken in for questioning yesterday following a shooting at a property in Hyde Park. The victim, 23 years old, is in hospital in a critical condition. That's the one story. And yesterday, of course, was the birthday of now Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, the sweatist, formerly known as a prince. So one of the debates around this is, was this a headache the Queen just didn't want to deal with? He was reputed to be her favorite son. And although she knew of the accusations that were swirling about him, she didn't really take action. Well, now action has been taken. It was his birthday yesterday and he was arrested. I want you to go back to this interview and I'll tell you why I call him the sweatist. This was an interview in 2019 with a news program on the BBC called BBC Newsnight, sort of their carte blanche, if you will, right, their checkpoint, with the host, Emily Maitlis. In fact, it's been turned into a movie where he was interviewed about the allegations of one of his accusers, Virginia Giuffre. And there, Prince Andrew, as he was known then, made this stunning assertion that he doesn't sweat. He's got a medical problem that makes it impossible for him to sweat. Have a listen in his own words.
That you're at home on the 10th of March. Yeah. She was very specific about that night. She described dancing with you and you profusely sweating, and that she went on to have bath, possibly.
There's a slight problem with the sweating because I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time, and that was, yes, I didn't sweat at the time because I had suffered what I would describe as an overdose of adrenaline in the Falklands War when I was shot at, and I simply, it was almost impossible for me to sweat, and it's only because I have done a number of things in the recent past that I'm starting to be able to.
So yeah, he in fact approached Newsnight, if I remember correctly, wanting to clear his name. Right? Tara Banks could have learned a thing or two from this interview. But listen to what he says. Muteo Uti, I used to, at the time that this thing allegedly or supposedly happened, then I could not sweat because of my involvement in the Falklands War. He's trying to say because I was a war hero, you see? In fact, I'm such a hero, I lost the ability to sweat then. But now I can sweat, in case you test me. Guys, I couldn't sweat at the time this incident supposedly happened, but now I can sweat, he says. Now, I want you to listen to Virginia Giuffre, one of the accusers of not only Jeffrey Epstein, but of course, Andrew himself.
He asked me to dance. He is the most hideous dancer I've ever seen in my life. It was horrible, and this guy was sweating all over me. Like, his sweat was like, it was raining basically everywhere, and I was just like, whoa, grossed out from it. But I knew I had to keep him happy because that's what Jeffrey and Gillen would expect from me. The people on the inside are going to keep coming up with these ridiculous excuses, like his arm was elongated, or the photo was doctored, or he came to New York to break up with Jeffrey Epstein. Come on. I'm calling BS on this because that's what it is. He knows what happened. I know what happened. And there's only one of us telling the truth, and I know that's me.
I know that's me. That series, by the way, the fictionalized account of this, you can watch it on Netflix. It's called The Scoop. It's called Scoop. So that's why we're asking that question. Is there because I bet you, Andrew now sits back and he thinks, why did I even get involved? But maybe this is who he is. He's inclined to do this kind of thing anyway. So how would he know not to, right? This was maybe right up his alley. Well, he's now been arrested and he's facing serious charges. And isn't it funny, Muteo? They didn't charge him when he was a prince. They first had to unprince him. Maybe the law doesn't apply to him. Maybe the law can finally come for him because he's no longer a prince.
Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702. Let's walk the
20 after 6, you've got a question of your own?
Yeah, I want to know this morning, what feature do you like about your banking app? So don't tell us what you don't like. There's a lot of things we don't like. But what do you like about your
just
banking
having
app?
it.
And what could they improve?
Just having it.
Just having it.
You know, just being able to use it. Just that's what I love.
You know, when I was growing up, we used to buy electricity using the Eskom card. And you'd have to walk to a mall, stand in line, and if you're not lucky, then the system will be offline, and you have to wait there because your parents won't take that story. You have to come back with the electricity slip. So I'm happy that I can do that now.
Airtime. Sometimes my housekeeper will be like, I've got to go buy airtime at the shops because we've got Wi-Fi at the house, so she doesn't need data, but she needs airtime. I'm like, no, don't worry, I got you. Right? Just the convenience of it for me.
Amo?
I have to agree with Bongani, the convenience of it, that which you are able to do immediate payments, because sometimes it's an emergency, someone needs the money now and it can't wait, right?
Yeah.
So you're able to transact the money and it's reflecting in the account right now, and that's that.
Remember when you had to run to the branch, get
I don't miss deposit
slip.
Yo.
Make sure that the number is right on the deposit slip.
And then it's still just not, no.
702.
Weather.
I'm curious what prompts that question. A partly cloudy Friday in store for Gauteng. Isolated showers are expected. Temperatures a little lower in Joburg today. 27 is your high. Pretoria and Vereeniging, 30 degrees. Clear skies for Cape Town, a 31-degree maximum. 29 for Durban. Gqeberha, 25. East London, 27.
Good morning to you and the team there. This is how it's done. It's a Friday, it's a Friday, it's a Friday.
EWN traffic.
Shall we clap for that guy? All right, Amo, the roads?
Well, Bongani, those roadworks are back up again along the M1 North in the Melrose area, right as you approach Grayston Drive. Delays coming out of Glenhove Road. Please be on the lookout there. Try to use alternative routes like Jan Smuts Avenue and Oxford Road. There's also queuing traffic reported in Tembisa along the R21 North due to more roadworks that are happening along this route. Please be on the lookout there. And then, of course, if you're traveling in Kempton Park, an accident has been reported. It's on the R21 North that happened near Motorfontein Road. It's causing heavy delays as well. So please be on the lookout and approach with care. More updates coming up. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
The stage, the lights, the crowd, everything's perfect until suddenly someone slips on the dance floor. A speaker lands in the buffet. In an instant, your masterpiece is a mess. That's why Auto & General is there with Events Liability Insurance. We handle the unexpected so you don't have to. Plan the party, wow the guests, leave the rest to us. For more information on Events Liability Insurance, visit autogen.co.za. Auto & General, never not there. Auto & General is a licensed non-life insurer and FSP. T's and C's online.
Today's forecast is calm conditions inside your Mazda CX-5. It'll be warm, so likely your cabin chills before you even ask. Patches of scattered traffic, but with heads-up display and lane keep assist, you'll feel like you're alone on the road. Clouds this evening.
Perfect for that Bose sound system. And later, skin tingles as you take that curve a little too beautifully. The feeling will find you in the Mazda CX-5. Wonder awaits.
Herschel Gibbs here, with more than just a crypto ad. Crypto payments are now live on 10bet. And there's more. Download the app, deposit, and get an extra 5% in cash. The future of betting, faster, safer, and smoother. Play now at 10bet.co.za. 10bet is a licensed betting operator and supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 shall be permitted to bet. Betting can be addictive. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counselling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
John Perlman. Week Weekday afternoons,
3 to 6.
It does seem as if this kind of profile sharing is perhaps too easy. Do you as the council see it as a problem? And if you do you have ideas as to how it can be prevented?
It is a big problem. It's something that is easy for those that are doing it to do it. This is a practice that is happening for a long time that we have complained about.
What has Uber done that Bolt hasn't done?
They have done what we requested, a selfie verification.
Melitemba Mguni.
John Perlman.
3 to 6 on 702.
702 Afternoon Drive with John Perlman is proudly brought to you by Telkom Business. Possible begins here.
702.
Add your voice.
Have your say.
Let's walk the talk.
Hey, Mateo. Good morning, team. Do X's count? Because I feel like I wasted 13 years of my life. I ignored the signs. I should have left. Obviously, the only blessed thing that I had is my beautiful baby daughter. But 13 years of my life is gone. I could have been a dancer. I could have been a writer. I could have been so many things instead of trying to find myself again. So, yes, I regret that. The subtle bullying, the subtle gaslighting. I regret meeting my ex.
Start your day with Bongani Bingwa
on 702. Let's walk the talk.
26 after 6 things you need to know at this idea. How good is your cooking? Mateo?
Fair.
Yeah. Amo?
Mm-mm.
You know what that...
It's okay.
So here's an opportunity for you.
Mhm.
All right? I want us to do this because I'm excited because at some point I'm going to appear in it. Yes, I'm making it about me. I'm centering myself. Deal with it. I want to know from you, have you run out of ideas as a cook? Or are you somebody whose cooking could improve and you want a fun way to learn? So on Sunday, ETV is starting a brand new season of MasterChef South Africa. Now, people think I'm a competent cook, and I think I am. I've learned. But so many of the dishes I have prepared when I've had people over are dishes I saw on MasterChef. I'd watch an episode and I'd think, oh, I think I can do that. And that's how I learned to cook. So I've got this idea. I want us to watch this season of MasterChef, okay? And every week, I want 702 Landers to make a dish that they thought they could pull off from MasterChef, post it on your social media, tag us, 702 Breakfast, tag me, Instagram will work, and we will find the dishes that we like best. And your reward will be either to meet the person who made the dish in the competition or even to meet the judges. How about that?
So I watch the challenges, choose a meal.
Yeah.
And then try to make my own version.
Yeah. And post a picture. But you must tag me on Instagram because that's how we'll know.
Yeah, that's how we'll know.
Right? Use hashtag MasterChef Challenge, hashtag 702 Breakfast. But you must tag me. And then we here will decide. We might even make our own version. Right? But you'll get to meet the person who made the dish or indeed the judges at some point in the season. It starts this Sunday at 6 o'clock. So if you want, if you've run out of ideas, if you're a cook who makes food every day and you think, oh, what can I make today? Because that can also be a tough decision, right? Or if you think, you know, my cooking, I'm not bad, but I could do better. Why don't you watch MasterChef with us? It starts this Sunday at 6 p.m. All eyes, of course, are going to be on South Africa's crime or top police leadership. The police minister, Firoz Kashalia, alongside his deputies and the National Commissioner today, releasing the latest quarterly crime statistics. And it's a star-studded birthday date. South African comedian Trevor Noah turns 42 today. It's also the birthday of the global music icon Rihanna, who turns 38 today. Sidney Poitier would have been 99 today. He passed away, of course, in 2022 at the tender age of 94.
702.
The newspapers.
Sfisa Zulu.
Good morning.
A very good morning to you. Can you cook?
I can cook.
Are you going to join us for our MasterChef challenge?
I will try my best. I will try my best to challenge myself.
6 o'clock every Sunday evening. It's an
Okay.
appointment.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm also
I'm
going to
in.
try and make some dishes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be a part of it.
Yeah.
And then you can also rate me. Right?
Okay.
I'll post them on my Instagram.
Okay.
And you can say yay or nay.
All right.
Cool.
Okay.
What's in the papers?
In the papers, history has been made in Hong Kong where almost 100,000 people, including tourists, who went to Hong Kong to watch a horse racing event to welcome the Lunar New Year. And it is the biggest attendance in 7 years. And the reason for this is because this Lunar New Year is the year of the horse. So a lot of people flocked to Hong Kong to celebrate the year of the horse. So yeah, that race event was an historic one, and people went in numbers, including tourists. Would you go to another country to celebrate a big event in
I
that
would.
country? Yeah.
I would do the Mardi Gras. I would go to Brazil. I would go to
yeah.
the Caribbean.
Nice.
There's some pride events I'd love to do. I'd love to do London, New York, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Atlanta. Love to do Atlanta.
The Zulu parade.
Chocolate City. Front page of the Business Day, that story we've been tracking, the health department's controversial AIDS drug tender under fresh attack. The Mail and Guardian has a picture of John Steenhuisen, and they're saying knives are out for him. And the Hewlett Tonga story is on the front page of the Citizen, bitter end to sweet life. The Sowetan leads with Mugabe's sons shooting drama.
EWN Business.
What do you like about your banking app, Mutero wants to know, and what do you think they could improve? So for my banking app, I wish you could send multiple proof of payments at the same time. That's the one thing I wish.
Track back the payments you made.
So for example, if I made payments in, I don't know, March last year, I wish I could click on them and send them to whoever may need them. Right, or even to myself, for example.
Instead of picking one each time.
Instead of picking one, and then that one is sent, and then the app, reloads to now, and then I have to scroll back. That could be better. But I just love having it.
I'm asking you the question, Bongani, because Standard Bank has invested 1 billion rand to upgrade its online banking platform. The major investment is aimed at improving digital efficiency and security. The app will enable improved transaction management, payroll, and also real-time visibility for over 140,000 businesses. The lender says overall digital transactional penetration in South Africa has risen to 66%, indicating a strong move away from traditional in-branch banking. According to YouGov profiler, about 42% of South Africans use their mobile phones for digital banking, with 92% of South Africans owning a mobile phone. So South Africa's banks are loved for their different features. FNB's banking app, the highest rated, consistently ranked top for things like cardless cash withdrawals, geo-payments, and e-bucks rewards. Discovery Bank also highly ranked for digital innovation, usability, and service excellence. Standard Bank's platform has a strong performance on Android with high user ratings as well, while Capitec is also liked for its easy-to-use interface and consistent functional updates, while Absa is recognized for its reward-based focus app and reducing fees to enhance value for customers.
I tell you what's frustrating, though, apps like Time Bank that don't have a real person at the end of them. There's a problem.
Oh, if you want to contact
my
someone.
teen uses Time Bank. She sent herself money the other day. It never arrived, and we don't know who to speak to.
So there's no digital
There's no
chatbots.
backup support. There's no, it's a nightmare. So
something to improve.
Yeah, that's something to be cautioned about. Where's the rand?
16.17 against the US dollar this morning, still weaker at 19.01 against the euro, and 21 rand 74 cents against the British pound. The price of gold at $4,991 an ounce, or platinum is at $2,063. Brent crude at $71.88 a barrel. More business after 7.
Straight to the news desk we go. Spisa Zulu, what you got?
Thanks, Wani. Good morning. Firefighters have extinguished a blaze at a chemical factory in Germiston on Gauteng's East Rand. Emergency services worked through the night to put out the fire after it broke out yesterday afternoon. One person was hospitalized with second-degree burns, while thousands of workers were evacuated. Chemicals caused multiple explosions, forcing nearby factories to stop production, and surrounding streets had to be closed. Ekurhuleni emergency spokesperson William Ntladi says the fire started when a chemical ignited while being offloaded from a truck.
2 pumps with firefighters will be remaining almost up until midnight or maybe tomorrow morning, just to do the monitoring to check if ever all the hotspots are completely off and there is no reignition of those hotspots or those chemicals because of the volatility of those chemicals.
Youth-led movement Equal Education says deploying the SANDF to gang-riddled areas is not enough to protect young people from gangsterism. The organization says government should initiate long-term measures to safeguard children within the country's education system. Acting Police Minister Firoz Kachalia this week confirmed the army will be deployed to gang and crime hotspots in the Western Cape, Gauteng and the Eastern Cape. Equal Education researcher Yolisa Piliso says pupils need adequate provision of psychosocial support systems in schools that will curb young people from joining gangs.
Such as ensuring that there's adequate provisioning of psychosocial support systems. Because young South Africans who get to be part of gang activities, it does not happen in one day.
ANC MP Malusi Gigaba's lawyers have declined to disclose why a state attorney has refused to fund his legal fees. Gigaba, along with former Transnet executives Anoch Singh, Siabonga Gama, Brian Molefe and Thamsanqa Nxajiane, are facing charges of graft in relation to the procurement of locomotives between 2010 and 2014. They made their first appearance in the Johannesburg High Court yesterday after the matter was transferred from the Palm Ridge Commercial Crimes Court. Gigaba requested financial assistance from the state, arguing that the charges he faces relate to alleged conduct during his tenure as a minister. His legal representative, Nicholas Corrie, says a decision has not yet been made on whether to appeal the ruling.
So we feel that being a representative of the state, working for the state, that you're entitled to legal financial assistance. We made that application through the formal channels. As you heard in court, we got a rejection to that proposal as of yesterday. So we now need to sit with our client and consider our position, and that will pave the way forward on whether we're going to take the decision on review.
And the search for a ninth person in a huge avalanche in California in the U.S. will stretch into the weekend as extreme weather continues to hamper operations. The bodies of 8 people known to have died when they were engulfed in a wall of snow cannot be moved because of the storm pummeling the Sierra Nevada mountain range and the risk of yet another avalanche. 6 people survived Tuesday's tragedy, one of the deadliest in modern U.S. history. A partly cloudy Friday in store for Gauteng with showers expected. The temperatures are at lows of 16 and 18 degrees, peaking at highs between 27 and 30.
And in the traffic, we've got delays on the M1 North. This is between Glenhove Road and Grayston Drive due to roadworks taking place along the route. And there's also queuing traffic reported in Kempton Park. In fact, an accident reported along this route right near the R25. It's causing delays. Please be on the lookout.
The top story this hour: firefighters have extinguished a blaze at a chemical factory in Germiston.
Amidst global uncertainty, Africa offers opportunities. At the African Markets Conference 2026, decision makers from across Africa and the world will explore how policy reform, market development, and private capital can accelerate sustainable growth across the continent at scale. Learn more at standardbank.co.za/CIB. Standard Bank is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
This message is brought to you by Eskom, redefining for a better future.
Are you running a business? Every rand counts. Save electricity and cut costs by switching off lights, computers, and aircons after hours. Use energy-efficient lighting and equipment and make saving electricity part of your daily routine. Smart energy habits mean lower bills and greener business future. Let's power success efficiently.
Let's use electricity wisely. Eskom.
Naked people always get dessert. Because naked people spend less money on insurance premiums, they've got more money for malva pudding, or cheesecake, or both. With Naked, you can cover your car, home, and stuff in seconds. And because it's all online, it also costs less. Go to naked.insure now, get a car insurance quote in 90 seconds, and start treating yourself like naked people. Naked Financial Technology is an authorized FSP. get naked.
The Checkers Extravaganza is now on, with over 1,500 deals every week. Like Sir Fruit Juice 1.5 litre, any two for 89 Rand. Tower Egberts Instant Coffee 200 grams for 169.99. And a Platinum Digital Air Fryer 6.6 litre for 799 Rand. Save 200 Rand. Valid until 22 February 2026. Only at Checkers, Checkers Hyper, or shop on 6060.
When the Mahindra Fusion Fest 2026, powered by 702, brings you Z, Focalistic, Dali Wonga, Zoe Mudija, and more. Fashion, art, and music will take center stage. And so can you by playing the daily Mahindra Fusion Fest quiz on 702 for up to 10,000 Rand and 2 tickets to the fest. WhatsApp the keyword Mahindra to 072-702-1702 with your name and ID number. Every day this week from 1 p.m., 702 afternoons with Rebukile Mabucha could call you back. The Mahindra Fusion Fest 2026, powered by 702. TCs and more on primemediaplus.com.
Coming up in the next hour, what's the question? Brought to you by Outsurance. 3,000 Rand is up for grabs. 1,000 Rand for the answer, 2,000 Rand for the answer. WhatsApp us your name and your answer to 072-702-1702. SMS out to 45142 now and you could save on your car insurance.
702.
WhatsApp Bongani on 072
702 1702.
Morning 702. What I regret and still regret until today is the company I joined in 2024. What a horrible company to work for. The work and the people. It almost ruined my marriage and my life. So that was a toxic place. Just want to mention their name. They might sue me.
Bongani, I've decided to be alone. Now I've been nicknamed Inkomo Idla Yodwa. I don't care. I'm saving money, stress, anxiety, time, and everything. And it's so nice to be alone. Thank you very much. Taru from Diepkloof.
We're talking Andrew and his association with Jeffrey Epstein. And I'm asking you, is there an association, a friendship you regret and you think, oh, I could have saved myself time, money, and stress. And those are months or years of my life that are not coming back. The caveat, of course, is maybe Andrew was always thus inclined. Maybe it wasn't Epstein. You know, Epstein was just on a grand scale. That's what exposed this. It really is quite unbelievable.
EWN Sport.
So, Cindy Paluta, it's the last of the group games of the T20 World Cup today. But one of the things that has become a talking point is around the pre-tournament seeding and how these two groups now are going to be arranged. And it just... a lot of people are just going, what?
Yeah, I've had a lot of people message me in the last 24 hours to go, this doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, it doesn't. I'm trying to work it out myself, because after you come through the group stages, you now go to the Super 8s.
Yes.
And in Group 1 of the Super 8s, you've got India, South Africa, West Indies, and Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
And then in Group 2, you've got England, New Zealand, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. You'd rather find yourself in Group 2.
Because, so what they did, they had this complicated way of seeding teams, which I don't think they should have done.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think in their heads, they assumed the teams they seeded first would go through as the winners of the groups.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen.
No.
Australia is out. Zimbabwe is in.
Yeah.
For example, that was just, nobody saw that coming.
But even still, if Australia had gone through, then you would have had a group that had India, South Africa, and Australia.
Yeah.
And the West Indies.
So we were seeded second. New Zealand was seeded first. But we won the group. But because we were seeded second, we're now in this group of death.
Yeah.
And New Zealand are going to have an easier route,
Yeah.
I think, in the next, in the Super 8s.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. But there's still a game to be played by the Aussies.
So the Australians still have their last. I mean,
Yeah, bad enough that they're out for the first time in a group stage since 2009. They have to still play that group game, and that's against Oman. And that's this afternoon at 3:30. Both of those teams are obviously out. But yesterday, Zimbabwe, we need to actually have a moment for them. They pulled off another stunning result. They beat Sri Lanka by 6 wickets. They're through to the group stages unbeaten. Here's their batting coach, Dion Ibrahim.
Feeling in the change room, the feeling with all the players and staff is that of elation and joy. When we set out to come over to Sri Lanka with the World Cup in mind, we had certain goals. And with that, we also had the sense of belief that we could achieve what we are looking to show and what we have shown.
West Indies also unbeaten in the group, beat Italy by 42 runs. The Proteas' first game of the Super 8s against India on Sunday. Proteas women won't have veteran all-rounder Marzan Cup for the ODI series, the Pakistan starting Sunday. She's being rested due to an illness. Faye Cowling has received her maiden call-up. At the Wanderers, stumps on day 2 of the 4-day series final. The Lions struggling on 193 for 7. They trail the Warriors by 112. Matthew Boast has taken 5 wickets there. Local football, the Nedbank Cup round of 16 starts tonight. Richards Bay against Amazulu. Tomorrow, Orlando Pirates plays Kasrick Stars. Pirates coach Abduslam Wadu.
We know that it's a very competitive team in the championship. You know that they are playing. Actually, they are fourth, I think, in the league table. They scored like 20 goals. They conceded 15 goals. It means that it's a team that have some qualities.
In Six Nations, Ireland have named Jack Crowley at fly half for tomorrow's game against England. Sam Prendergast has been dropped, while Scotland made 5 changes to face Wales, including bringing in wing Duan van der Merwe, his first appearance this year. And in golf, South African Casey Jervis in a joint lead at the Kenya Open alongside Nicholas Lemke. They're on 8 under after the first round, 1 ahead of the field. Cindy Paluta, Eyewitness News Sport.
In my industry, the mission is to turn the G in GDP green. After all, good business shouldn't cost the earth.
Get financial solutions for environmental and social impact. With R&B, sustainability yields more than good intentions. Trees and C's apply. R&B, a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized FSP and credit provider.
The piping hot new season of MasterChef South Africa is about to sizzle our screens. So this Sunday, 20 dynamic home cooks from different backgrounds step into the pressure cooker MasterChef kitchen with a shared mission to chase their culinary dream. But in the end, only one can win the coveted title of MasterChef. You can expect big flavors, bold risks, high drama, and some crumbling hearts when these home cooks serve up their very first plate of the season. So what we're doing on 702 Breakfast, we're going to be watching the season. And every week, I want you to try and replicate a dish that you think, I could pull this off. They'll obviously get more difficult as the season continues. And put it on your social media, would you? Tag me, hashtag MasterChef Challenge, hashtag 702 Breakfast. And if we pick your dish, you could get a chance to meet some of the contestants and maybe even the judges. It all starts this Sunday at 6 o'clock on ETV.
Hi, this is Alia Itzebet, Hollywood Bet's brand ambassador. A reminder that you can still shoot for the stars while playing responsibly. If you or someone you know needs help, call the South African Responsible Gambling toll-free counselling line on 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop.
The Brainy Kids of the Whiz Quiz
on 702.
Good morning, 702 listeners. My name is Theo Nhlengetwa. I go to Laerskool Damonjo Primary, and when I grew up, I'd like to be a vet or a soccer player. And I can't wait to play the Whiz Quiz with Uncle Bongani.
We can't wait to play with you too, Theo. 10,000 Rand is up for grabs.
702.
Coming up at 7:15, the big interview.
EWN Traffic.
This EWN Traffic brought to you by Outsurance. SMS out to 45142 and you could save on your car insurance. If you don't, ask them for 500 Rand. Why are there delays on the R21, Amo?
Well, Bongani, we've got 2 incidents, an accident reported right near the R25, and it's causing heavy traffic volumes coming out of the R23. There's also roadworks that are taking place along the same route right as you approach Olifantsfontein Road, and they are also causing delays. If you're heading towards the city of Tshwane, please use the N1 N1 North through Midrand instead. I'll have more traffic updates for you. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
February may be the month of love, but your dentist won't be feeling the love if you're late for your appointment. Fortunately, the OUTsurance pointsmen are here to ease traffic congestion so you can get there on time. With OUTsurance pointsmen on the roads for the past 20 years, we all get to where we need to quickly and safely. With OUTsurance, you always get something out. OUTsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP.
Are you looking for the best spectacle and sunglass deal? With Specsavers buy one, get one offer, you get great value for money. Get a free pair of branded single vision prescription sunglasses up to 3,300 Rand when you purchase a comprehensive eye examination and spectacle frames with lenses on your first pair. The best part? Choose from top brands like Police, Hugo, Under Armour, Tommy Hilfiger, Red Bull Specs and more. Affordable eye care? Specsavers. T's and C's apply.
Get your brain in the game because the brain of 702 is back with your chance to flex your general knowledge smarts. 3,000 Rand up for grabs every day. The brain of the week wins 10,000 Rand. And of course, the grand prize is 30,000 Rand. You can go to primemediaplus.com and we could be calling you.
This is financial year end. This is financial year end supercharged with the help of Zero Small Business Accounting Software. Try Zero free for 30 days. Terms apply. Search Zero with an X.
Who is the whizziest of them all?
It's the Whiz Quiz on 702.
10,000 Rand up for grabs. I've got 10 questions. I need 10 correct answers to give it away. Today we're playing with 12-year-old Theo, who wants to be a vet later on in life. I'm guessing, Theo, you're a lover of animals?
Yes, I am. Very much.
Your favorite animal?
A dog or a tiger.
And do you have a dog?
Yes.
What's his name?
Table.
Okay, I hope he is listening, right? If you hear a woof woof,
Yes.
if you hear a woof woof, that's him,
No,
hey? All right, Theo, good luck to you. Here we go. KG,
Thank
start
you.
the clock. Which planet is known as the red planet? Is it Jupiter or is it Mars?
Mars.
Correct. What is 150 divided by 2?
75.
Correct. True or false? South Africa has never hosted the Cricket World Cup.
True.
It's false. Which city is further from Cape Town, Kimberley or Polokwane?
Polokwane.
Correct. Which word refers to dogs, feline or canine?
Canine.
Correct. Complete the saying, don't judge a what by its cover.
A book.
Correct. True or false? The word we blog is shortened to blog.
Sorry?
True or false? The word weblog is shortened to blog.
True.
Correct. Who is SpongeBob SquarePants' pet snail? Do you know the answer though? SpongeBob
no,
SquarePants' pet snail is Gary. My friend. Yes, Gary. Not a bad round, Theo. You did really, really well. 6 correct answers is what you got. 600 Rand is what you walk away with. Remember, you must be age 10 to 13 to play. Send us a WhatsApp voice note and we could be calling you.
The brainy kids of the Whiz Quiz
On 702.
702.
The Political Desk.
The Political Desk, of course, is our look back on the week that was. And it's fantastic to hear from different voices every week who can give different perspectives. The big story, no doubt, has been the State of the Nation address given by the President last week and the debate that has followed in Parliament this week, with the President, of course, giving his rebuttal just yesterday. Keeping a beady eye on all of that is the veteran journalist Marianne Merton, who I understand is in Berlin, a senior journalist focusing on governance and accountability. Marianne, thank you so much for your time, especially all the way in Berlin.
Absolutely. Good morning.
We're talking to you, of course, partly in response to your piece in the Business Day yesterday, in which you say, even though many opposition leaders have in fact welcomed President Ramaphosa's decision to send the army to different flashpoints in the country. You're saying he's not serious about crime.
Well, it's not quite as simple as that. Two points. The column in Business Day is looking at how what was touted as something new and something visible in the fight against crime actually really isn't, because it's repackaging old measures, things that are already in place. And I think one of the things that you've mentioned now is indeed sending soldiers to areas in the Western Cape, in the Eastern Cape, in Gauteng to deal with gangs and illegal miners. Now, I remember 1998, I was a reporter actually for Cape Talk at the time. The troops were for the first time in Mahindra to deal with gangs. They returned in 2019, and now they're returning again. So to take this example, it just really shows that deploying the troops might give communities a respite, but it doesn't change the fundamental dynamics that need to be redressed if one wants to make a real meaningful impact in the fight against crime. And, well, the fundamentals need to change. And one of the key things is that people just don't trust the police. And we know that from a series of public opinion surveys.
And also, Marianne, one of the things you argue, you remind us of an overarching anti-corruption body that was promised in May 2020 that was going to bring some of the key players together under sort of one umbrella, if you will. And here we are all these years later, and it's still sort of in the process.
Well, remember we've had a lot of talk about this fusion center. You would know this about the fusion center leading the crime. That fusion center was established in May 2020, and it did bring together the police, the financial intelligence center, the tax authority, SARS, and everything. So there is a structure, and now last week we heard again that there'll be an overarching new anti-corruption entity, body, for want of a better word. So you're kind of asking, but we have something in place. It's been in place for like almost 5 years. Why are we having something new now? And this is where the question comes in. Where's the strategic intent? Where's the strategic planning to deal with something that you will know is such a huge daily factor for millions of South Africans' lives?
And then, of course, one of the ways in which we've been told we'll deal with corruption is through lifestyle audits. And I remember asking a minister about those lifestyle audits and how many people in the public service had failed them and what the consequences were. And it doesn't seem to lead to very much action in terms of people who lose their jobs as a result of questions they raise. And now we're seeing in the NPA resistance by some prosecutors to lifestyle audits.
It's very interesting, but I really do think that you've hit the nail on the head. What are lifestyle audits? A lot of the things that would be asked as part of a lifestyle audit about where did you get the money from? How can you afford to live in a 10 million rand home if your salary will only allow you to pay a bond, say, for 3 million? Those are really important questions, but those are questions that also are part and parcel of vetting procedures. And the big point that you've made is that where are the consequences? Remember, these lifestyle audits, we don't know who conducts them. We do certainly know that they are kept secret, confidential. They're not published. So in terms of being an accountability tool where people can go say, but hang on, how is this possible? So as an accountability tool, these lifestyle audits, the way they're being done right now, they're simply not adequate.
So if you look back then on the State of the Nation address, I know today we're expecting the quarterly crime statistics to be released by the police. Are you optimistic that with the various processes underway to deal with alleged criminality in law enforcement, that we're about to turn a corner, or it'll be more of the same come next year?
It's a difficult question, but look, I'm gonna say that it's going to be more of the same. I'm saying it with a certain amount of trepidation, simply because the measures that need to be put in place are not being put in place. It is short-term measures about shifting a person here, making a temporary appointment there, putting the soldiers onto the streets, when the real issues need to be tackled, and that is lack of trust in the police, and incredibly deprived communities, vulnerable communities, and a much wider systemic strategic approach that needs to be adopted.
Marianne Merton, I'll add to that, you can't have public trust if the person who is formerly the Minister of Police has had so much swirling about him and yet keeps his job. Marianne Merton is a senior journalist focusing on governance and accountability.
702.
Coming up, the big interview.
The big interview, something a little different, I think, for a Friday, but no less touching and certainly no less important. We're going to speak to the retired Constitutional Court Justice Edwin Cameron, who's going to reflect about living beyond an HIV diagnosis. At the time he was diagnosed, HIV was seen as a death sentence. He was lucky he had access to treatment early, and he's asking a question about whether or not we are prepared for an aging generation of HIV survivors. He'll tell his personal story. That to come after this Eyewitness News, brought to you by Momentum. Financial advisors help you have a better shot at generational wealth. Speak to a Momentum accredited financial advisor. Momentum is part of the Momentum Group, an authorized FSP and registered credit provider.
This is EWN.
One of Robert Mugabe's sons is set to appear in a South African court, and Cyril Ramaphosa slams some GNU partners. Good morning, I'm Sfiso Zulu. The son of former Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe will soon appear in the Alexandra Magistrates Court facing charges of attempted murder. 29-year-old Bellarmine Mugabe and another unidentified suspect were taken in for questioning yesterday following a shooting at a property in Hyde Park. They were later arrested and charged with attempted murder after a gardener of the Mugabes was shot twice. The 23-year-old victim was taken to hospital in critical condition. Oren Singh reports.
EWN understands the docket concerning the attempted murder case against Bellarmine Mugabe has been transferred to the Provincial Investigation Unit. This is the same unit that has been tasked to investigate the murder of Warwick Stock, aka DJ Waris. The son of the late former Zimbabwean president will now have to face the music in relation to an employee who was shot. It remains unclear whether it was Mugabe or his co-accused who pulled the trigger, shooting an employee twice in the back. The incident happened yesterday morning at a plush property in Hyde Park near President Cyril Ramaphosa's private residence. Police spokesperson Dimakatso Nevohulwi.
The two men that were brought in for questioning in connection to a shooting that occurred at Hyde Park have been officially arrested and are expected to appear before Alexandra Court soon on charges of attempted murder.
Police investigations continue. Arun Singh, Eyewitness News.
President Cyril Ramaphosa says ministers representing their various parties in the government of national unity cannot claim achievements in their portfolios as that of their political parties. He says the GNU must work as a collective and the progress they've made has been on the back of their predecessors. Ramaphosa yesterday concluded the two-day debate on his State of the Nation address. Lindsay Dentlinger reports.
After encouraging South Africans to build together like weaver birds in last year's State of the Nation address, last week President Ramaphosa steered clear of analogies. But in concluding his reply to the debate yesterday, Ramaphosa once again asked South Africans to rally together, this time like beavers building a safe refuge.
It doesn't happen through noise or ego. It happens through coordination, consistency, a shared purpose, and cooperation.
He says while MPs debated his address on behalf of their political parties, in his cabinet, they don't represent their jackets.
So no minister or deputy minister should be publicly claiming their work in the GNU as an achievement of their party.
Ramaphosa says it's the commitment to partnership and shared responsibility that has guided the work of the GNU so far, and which will stand it in good stead for what still lies ahead. Lindsay Dentlinger, Eyewitness News, Parliament.
Suspended Deputy National Police Commissioner Shadrack Sibia has remained defiant and has stuck to his guns over his role in the disbandment of the Political Killings Task Team. Sibia has also denied links to alleged crime kingpin Vusmuzi Kat Matlala, saying it was other senior police officials who benefited from Matlala, who even paid for their cosmetic medical procedures. Sibia spent another day before the Madlanga Commission yesterday, where he responded to allegations of improper conduct. Babalondenze reports.
Shadrack Sibia spent another full day giving evidence before the Madlanga Commission on alleged links to Vusmuzi Kat Matlala. He also spent a great deal of time explaining his letter, which said the PKTT was not functioning efficiently and recommended its disbanding. He told evidence leader, Advocate Adila Hasim, that the head of the PKTT, Dumisani Khumalo, did not indicate whether he supported the disbandment of the task team or not.
You're saying General Khumalo never indicated that he did not support the disbandment of the task team that he was the leader of?
Yes, he never.
He also accused General Kgosi Santumule, who implicated him, of being the one who benefited from Matlala.
It appears that Matlala was invited on the instruction of General Santumule to attend the Sub-Service Excellence Award, and that the donation was accepted from his company Medicare 24.
Sibia will return today to give more evidence. Babalondenze, Eyewitness News.
And Iran has warned that American bases, facilities and assets would be legitimate targets if the U.S. follows through on its military threats and attacks. Iran's ambassador to the United Nations, Amir Saeed Aravani, made the remarks in a letter to UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres and the President of the Security Council. President Donald Trump has deployed warships, fighter jets and other military hardware to the Middle East as he tries to block Iran from building a nuclear bomb, something Tehran says it is not pursuing. Aravani has called for the Security Council, the UN's top decision-making body where Washington has veto power, to ensure that the United States immediately stops its unlawful threats to the use of force. Trump says that Iran has at most 15 days to make a deal and again suggested that the United States would attack if failed to do so.
They cannot continue to threaten the stability of the entire region, and they must make a deal. Or if that doesn't happen, I maybe can understand. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But bad things will happen if it doesn't.
Gold is trading at $4,994.64 an ounce. The rand is at 16.17 to the dollar, 21.74 to the pound, 19.03 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $71.81 a barrel.
And in the traffic, we've got delays on the R21 North. This is just as you approach the R25 turnoff. An accident reported along this route. That's in the Kempton Park area. There's also queuing traffic along the N1 North between Malibongwe Drive and Winnie Mandela Drive due to peak time delays.
In your sport, the Lions looking to get back on track in the ERC. They're hosting the Sharks tomorrow afternoon at Ellis Park. Nedbank Cup round of 16 starts tonight with Richards Bay against Amazulu. And at the Qatar Open, the men's number 2, Yannick Sinner, has been knocked out in the quarterfinals.
A partly cloudy Friday in store for Gauteng with isolated showers expected today. The temperatures will peak at highs between 27 and 30 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour: the son of former Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe will soon appear in the Alexandra Magistrates Court facing charges of attempted murder.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
They say the early bird catches the worm. Great advice, unless you're the worm. Generic so-called wisdom doesn't work for everyone. So I settle for a financial plan that's one size fits some. Momentum accredited financial advisors take the time to get to really know your unique situation. Advice meets your context. Momentum, your journey to success. Momentum is part of Momentum Group Limited, an authorized financial services and registered credit provider.
Calling all the brightest minds in Gauteng. Time to flex your general knowledge smarts in the brain of 702. Enter now on primemediaplus.com. T's and C's apply.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
9 minutes after 7 o'clock, let's focus on two international stories for now. A statement released by His Majesty the King, this is Charles, and he says, "I've learned with the deepest concern the news about Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and the suspicion of misconduct in public office. What now follows is the full, fair and proper process by which this issue is investigated in the appropriate manner and by the appropriate authorities. In this, as I've said before, they have our full and wholehearted support and cooperation. Let me state clearly, the law must take its course. As this process continues, it would be not right for me to comment further on this matter. Meanwhile, my family and I will continue in our duty and service to you all." Charles R. This is the British King reflecting on the arrest of his brother, formerly known as Prince Andrew. The other big story, of course, was US President Donald Trump and the assembly of that Board of Peace. I want you to listen to this report from Sky News US correspondent David Blevins on the convening of that inaugural meeting of the Board of Peace in Washington.
It's diplomacy, but not as we know it. This is Donald Trump's Board of Peace. In a building now bearing his name, they posed with the president.
Does everybody like the music?
Yeah, it's a perfect song.
That's good music.
It's an eclectic panel of men, mostly the world's strong men. Canada's invitation was revoked. The UK, France and Germany politely declined.
Almost everybody's accepted, and the ones that haven't will be. Some are playing a little cute. It doesn't work. You can't play cute with me.
Donald Trump said that the United States would provide funding and to ensure that the United Nations remains viable, because, of course, one of the concerns was, does this Board of Peace now replace the UN?
The Board of Peace met amid talk of war. Intense speculation that a US strike on Iran could be imminent.
Iran is a hot spot right now, so now we may have to take it a step further, or we may not. Maybe we're going to make a deal. You're going to be finding out over the next probably 10 days.
Some fear this Trump-led board will undermine the United Nations.
The Board of Peace is going to almost be looking over the United Nations, making sure it runs properly.
One of the moments that was rather odd, though, was at that inaugural Board of Peace meeting in Washington, the US president going off script. And he singles out the president of, is it Paraguay? I think it is Paraguay, the president of Paraguay. Yeah, just listen to what he has to say about him.
President Pena of Paraguay is here. President, thank you very much. Young, handsome guy. It's always nice to be young and handsome. Doesn't mean we have to like you. I don't like young, handsome men. Women, it's I like. Men, no, I don't have any interest. Good. That's right. Thank you very much. You're doing a great job, too.
Yeah, ne? Sometimes that's all you can say about Donald Trump.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
Today, of course, the world will be observing World Day of Social Justice, and it's a global call for all of us to confront inequality and stand up for fairness. The day will shine a spotlight on the many forms of social injustice that affect communities around the world. As I say, today, we're expecting the latest quarterly crime statistics for the period October to December 2025. And I keep asking this, have you run out of ideas for cooking? Amo, you cook every day.
Mm-hmm.
Do isn't it a struggle sometimes to know what to make?
It is. Even if there's food in the house and there's ingredients, it's just like, but I did this yesterday or just the other day. You
Right?
know? Yeah.
And my family's sick of this.
Mhm.
Do you want to learn new recipes, new things to pull off? Why don't you try and watch MasterChef? So what I'm going to be doing this season, it's starting on ETV. And the only reason I'm doing this is because they invited me. I would go taste one of the food, one of the competitions. There were two teams and they were competing.
Mhm.
And they invited a whole bunch of radio people. And we went to taste the food. It was really great. And I
Were
was
you
like,
judging or
"Oh,"
tasting?
I was tasting.
Oh,
I was
wow.
tasting. But my vote
Mhm.
went towards the winning team.
We have to know that.
So, if you want to learn new ideas, maybe you want to brush up on things, let's all watch MasterChef together. And the idea is that every week, I want 702 Landers to prepare a dish they've seen on the show they think they can pull off. Post it on your Instagram, your social media, tag me, use MasterChef Challenge as a hashtag. And if we like the dish you've made, you might get a chance to meet some of the contestants, maybe the person who made it, or maybe the judges.
702. Up next,
The big interview.
EWN Traffic.
This EWN Traffic brought to you by Outsurance. SMS out to 45142 now. And you could save on your car insurance. If you don't, ask them for 500 Rand. Peak time delays everywhere. Amo?
That's correct, Bongani, on the N1 North between Malibongwe Drive and Winnie Mandela Drive. Speaking of Winnie Mandela Drive in the Fourways area, also peak time delays along this route between Witkoppen Road and Leslie. About a 20-minute hold up along this route, so please be on the lookout there and be patient. If you're traveling towards Bedford View, queuing traffic along the N3 North between the Elands Interchange and Van Buren Road. And there's also peak time pressure reported on the N1 South in the Midrand area between New Road and Olifantsfontein Road. Please be on the lookout there. More updates coming up. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Want to know how much money Outsurance saves 35-year-old Zanai on her car insurance?
A whopping 1,180 Rand.
That's an incredible 1,180 Rand monthly saving on Zanai's 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA. And the out bonus she'll get?
It is close to 6,500 Rand in 3 years if I'm claim-free.
Nice. How much money could Outsurance save you? SMS out to 45142. That's out to 45142. Licensed insurer in FSP. TCs and information online.
Let's be honest. Africa could be doing way better. But complaining won't change anything. Getting involved will. If you care about Africa's future and want to be part of something that disrupts the status quo, then this is for you. Download the Our Platform app, which focuses on problem solving, global competitiveness, and self-love. Africa is changing the narrative. Don't get left behind. Download Our Platform. Say hello to the new look Africa.
Hi, this is Teko Modise, Hollywood Bet's brand ambassador. Be a winner who knows when it's time for a timeout and play responsibly. If you or someone you know needs help, call the South African Responsible Gambling toll-free counseling line on 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No person under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop.
Let's talk about space. Not any kind of space. A space that cares about people and productivity. A space that frees you up and anchors you down. That kind of space. A co-working space to build bigger and work better. From Wi-Fi to hot desks, private offices, collab hubs. It's the space you dreamed up. It exists. Whether you're solo or leading a team, this is the dream. Flexible workspace done properly. That's the space we're talking about. WeWork, made for work, built for business.
Smart Steve from Momentum. Hello.
Stevie, it's Clinton Myers, the Minister of National Treasures.
Mr. Minister, how can Momentum Insure help you?
This economy is not helping with the cost of my gusheshe, my tires, man.
Just get Momentum Insure's safety returns and get up to 30% cash back, even if you claim.
Is it true?
Stru's Bob, Mr. Minister. Visit momentum.co.za or call 0860 006 784. Momentum Insure, keeping you safe on your journey to success. Momentum Insure is an authorized non-life insurer. T's and C's apply.
702.
The big interview
with Bongani Bingwa.
18 minutes after 6, and now on to this. I think it's a very important conversation, and it's one that I think I want us to reflect on. There was a powerful piece written by the former Constitutional Court Judge Justice Edwin Cameron, reflecting on a life that perhaps may have seemed, even to him at one point, impossible. He was diagnosed with HIV at a time when it really was a death sentence. He was lucky enough, of course, because he had access to treatment from very early on, and he was one of the first public figures to openly declare an HIV-positive status in South Africa. And he joins us now to reflect on his personal journey, but also he asks what I think is a stunning question: is South Africa prepared for an aging generation of HIV survivors? He joins us now on the line. A great pleasure, as always, to have you on the show. Thank you for your time, and thank you for talking to us about this particular issue.
Lovely to be with you, Bongani, and lovely to be with 702.
Was it in 1999, if my memory serves me correctly, when you first came out to tell the world you were HIV positive?
Exactly. Bongani, I was being interviewed for the Constitutional Court, and the then Chief Justice Arthur Chaskalson said, "Why don't you speak about this publicly?" And I did. And that was a great move for me. I never say that others should follow it, but for me it was a great release and a relief.
When you first found out, tell me about what that was like, what you began to see or notice about yourself, the image that was looking back at you in the mirror, what made you question, or even with a sense of dread, guess it might be HIV?
My goodness, Bongani, I was diagnosed 11 years before I fell severely ill. But a good point to make to 702's listeners, Bongani, is that start treatment as soon as you can. Treatment wasn't available when I realized that I was HIV, that I had HIV. I was facing death, I was facing stigma, and of course the internalized stigma as well, which is where you take the external hatred and discrimination and blaming and make it part of yourself. So I was facing all of that, and then after I became a judge in 1997, I fell very severely ill, and I realized I couldn't breathe anymore, I couldn't swallow, I had a thrush right through my gastrointestinal system, and I'd lost 15 kilograms of weight. And that's why what we're talking about this morning was so miraculous, because I started ARVs in November 1997, more than 28 years ago. And that's a wonderful good news story. And I'm still saying today, I'm talking to you, I'm talking to 702's listeners, and I feel joy about that. But the point I want to make is that go and be tested. Don't be scared. Don't be ashamed. Tell your partner, tell your friends, tell your family. Let's go and be tested. And if you test positive nowadays, they start you on ARVs right away, correctly. I was very, very ill, and that's why I'm more vulnerable now. 28 years later, I feel a great sense of joy and gratitude for these last 28 years when I should have been dead about 26 years ago. But I'm more susceptible to what the things I've got. My doctor diagnosed me with atrial fibrillation, which is a big word for early morning on your show. And I've got stents in my cardiac arteries. I've got other presentations which at 73 aren't unusual, but my own vulnerability, because I was so severely ill when I started, your body never fully recovers. So the good news is be tested, start ARVs immediately.
Yeah.
Don't be scared, don't be ashamed.
Because I think part of what you're saying now is previously, of course, the thinking was, you had to be at a certain CD4 count, the viral load had to be a certain point before you could take these antiretroviral drugs. But now the conventional wisdom is to give them to you or to anybody who's infected immediately. And so part of getting tested and knowing your status is to obviously get on treatment as soon as you can, because you may stave off the impact of HIV in the short term, but there are other long-term issues you may deal with later if you don't get treatment immediately.
You sum it up perfectly, Bongani. And another point to make, is that November 1997, I'm earning about 13,500 a month as a judge. I am paying 4,500 Rand of that per month for my treatment. I'm claiming life amongst 40 million Africans who can't afford the drugs. How do the drugs become affordable? At the moment, my pharmacist is charging my medical insurance about 200 Rand a month, which is astonishing. Why? Because of activism. Zaki Ahmed, the Treatment Action Campaign, our citizens rose up against the drug companies first. They then rose up against President Mbeki's government, who refused to accept the science of AIDS. And that's why nearly 7 million of us now in South Africa are on treatment, like me, owing our lives to cheaply and available treatment. So I'm very grateful for all of that. And I hope it's an encouragement to those listening who feel that they might be at risk this morning.
You remember a time when this diagnosis was a death sentence. In fact, I would imagine there are some of your contemporaries who didn't make it in the 80s and the early 90s, certainly, who didn't get access to treatment. What does having lived for as long as you have, when I'd imagine at one point you perhaps were concerned you might not make it to your 40s, what does being in your 70s mean for you, knowing you come from that generation?
Well, Bongani, very personally, I look in the mirror and I see the 73-year-old man and I rejoice. I'm not disappointed about aging. But the important thing is that this treatment is now available to everyone, and that it's accessible. It was achieved through our citizens, our people who insisted on it. I feel a great sense of gratitude and joy, and that's why I'm speaking to you this morning, because so few people are willing to speak out because of the shame and because of the stigma. But of course, speaking out is a great release. So I feel, to answer your question, I feel an enormous sense of joy and gratitude to be able to be talking to you this morning.
You ask in your piece, is South Africa prepared for an aging generation of HIV survivors? What's your answer?
I think we're underprepared, and I think that we have certainly circumvented a lot of the problem by starting people immediately on diagnosis before they fall ill. But there are a number of us, I think I'm one of the first people who was able to get onto ARVs in South Africa. But there are other people like me who are approaching their 60s, approaching their late 50s, approaching their 70s on ARVs. And I think we need to raise consciousness about it. We need to raise awareness of the fact that if you were ill when you started on ARVs, you are more vulnerable to certain aging conditions, to cardiothoracic problems, cardio-arterial problems. So my answer to your question, Bongani, is that we need more awareness, and we do need more awareness about HIV, that it's not a shame, it's not should not be stigmatized, and we do need more awareness about aging and HIV as well.
Yours has been a life well lived as a public servant, as a patriotic South African in the right way, and once again an example of what contributing to public life can be for the good of all of us. We thank you for your time and for your example. Retired judge and HIV activist, Justice Edwin Cameron.
EWN Business.
Business news now, 27 after 7. Matera Blue Label Telecoms takes major losses because of Cell C. What's going on?
Yeah, JC listed Blue Label Unlimited is set to take a 5.2 billion rand hit on its stake in Cell C. In a trading statement released on Thursday, Blue Label, or otherwise known as Blue, says it expects its earnings per share for the 6-month period ended in November to decline by more than 100%. This is as a result of it recognizing a loss linked to its investment in Cell C following the telecom operator's listing last November. Blue explains that there was a 6 billion rand loss created by the gap between what it was carrying in the Cell C investment on its books and what the value was when it listed. Blue Label now holds a 49.4% interest in Cell C.
Gosh, not quite see for yourself, or is it? Kumba Iron Ore posting an 18% hike.
Yeah, the miner has enjoyed some gains, posting an 18% rise in full-year earnings. Its headline earnings per share for the year ended in December also rising to 45 Rand and 97 cents. Kumba says it was linked to gains to improved prices, marginal sales at the company, and disciplined capital allocation over the period. The miner has further reported higher revenue of 70 billion Rand, along with a 14% increase in adjusted earnings.
The markets?
Well, the markets were a bit weaker yesterday. Bloodbath for the JSE as the all share went down 673 points. Industrials were lower by 0.5%. Banking stocks were also weaker, with mining shares lower by close to 1%. Kumba taking a hit of 4% yesterday. Telkom down 3.7%, with Grindrod down 2%. Sasol up close to 11% yesterday. Mondi up 2.6%, with WeBuyCars up 1.5% yesterday. The Rand still in some weakness, 16 Rand 17 cents against the US dollar, exactly 19 Rand against the euro, and 21 Rand 73 cents against the British pound. Price of gold going back to the $5,000 mark at $5,003 an ounce, while platinum is at $2,077 an ounce. Brent crude at $71.98 a barrel. More business after 8.
Who will protect the protectors is the question in Tshwane. Sfiso Zulu, it's 7:30. What you got?
Thanks, Bongani. Good morning. Well, the trade unions in the capital are challenging the municipality's decision to implement a fixed 35,000 Rand a month allowance for VIP protection officers. Last year, the Tshwane Council passed a motion to have all VIP protection officers in its Metro Police Department paid a monthly allowance in lieu of overtime. VIP protection officers are tasked with protecting the mayor, the deputy mayor, MMCs, and other senior officials. Tabiso Goba reports.
Due to the busy and dynamic schedules of senior public representatives, VIP protection officers usually have to claim more than the 40-hour monthly cap on overtime. However, this has caused issues for the city, with the Auditor General. As a way to resolve this, Tshwane's mayoral committee introduced a 35,000 Rand monthly allowance that will be paid to all VIP protection officers in addition to their salaries and regardless of how many hours they work. Lynette Burns-Kotsia, who's regional manager for the trade union Imatu, says organized labor wasn't properly consulted on this.
It's not about the money, it's about the fact that they don't manage the overtime for that VIP protection unit. There's no special skill. It's just people that get favoritized in being VIP protectors, and the rest of TMPD doesn't get that opportunity.
The SA Municipal Workers Union is also against the allowances, with the matter now before the local labour forum. Tabiso Goba, Eyewitness News.
Firefighters have extinguished a blaze at a chemical factory in Germiston on Gauteng's East Rand. Emergency services worked through the night to put out the fire after it broke out yesterday afternoon. One person was hospitalized with second-degree burns, while thousands of workers had to be evacuated. Chemicals caused multiple explosions, forcing nearby factories to stop production, and surrounding streets had to be closed. Ekurhuleni emergency spokesperson William Ntladi says the fire started when a chemical ignited while being offloaded from a truck.
2 pumps with firefighters will be remaining almost up until midnight or maybe tomorrow morning, just to do the monitoring to check if ever all the hotspots are completely off and there is no reignition of those hotspots or those chemicals because of the volatility of those chemicals.
Youth-led movement Equal Education says deploying the SANDF to gang-riddled areas is not enough to protect young people from gangsterism. The organization says government should initiate long-term measures to safeguard children within the country's education system. Acting Police Minister Firoz Kachalia this week confirmed the army will be deployed to gang and crime hotspots in the Western Cape, Gauteng and the Eastern Cape. Equal Education researcher Yolisa Biluso says pupils need adequate provision of psychosocial support systems in schools that will curb young people from joining gangs. He says the deployment of the SANDF to gang and crime hotspots will only offer pupils and teachers temporary relief.
So it's not only an issue that is going to be dealt with by the deployment of army in the province. That is not the solution that the Western Cape needs. It needs more strengthened in-school support system.
And actor Eric Dane, best known for his role as a plastic surgeon in the medical series Grey's Anatomy, has died at the age of 53. Last year, Dane announced that he had been diagnosed with neurological disorder ALS. His breakout role in Grey's Anatomy began in 2006, where he played the handsome surgeon Dr. Mark Sloan. Dane also featured in the HBO drama Euphoria. Here is what he told ABC News in the US last year before his condition got worse.
I don't think this is the end of my story. I just don't feel like, in my heart, I don't feel like this is the end of me. I'm fighting as much as I can. There's so much about it that's out of my control.
A partly cloudy Friday in store for Gauteng, with showers expected today. The temperatures are at lows of 17 and 16. They'll peak at highs between 27 and 30.
And in the traffic, we've got delays along the N3 North. This is between the Giluli's interchange and Modderfontein Road. Peak time delays are causing these issues. There's also peak time pressure reported on the N1 North between Bayaznodia Drive and Winnie Mandela Drive. Please be on the lookout there.
The top story this hour, trade unions in Tshwane are challenging the municipality's decision to implement a fixed 35,000 Rand a month allowance for VIP protection officers.
Listen up, corporates. Wrap up your tax year on a meaningful note by donating to DKMS. Your support assists in fighting life-threatening blood cancers by enabling DKMS to recruit more potential donors, as well as raising patients' chances of finding a match. And there's an added advantage. Enjoy the benefits of a Section 18A tax certificate, which grants your company a well-deserved rebate. Be a force for good this tax season by giving those in need a new lease on life. Email fundraising at dkms-africa.org. to donate today.
Mzansi, Powerball and Powerball Plus are bringing the excitement with 75 million Rand in total guaranteed jackpots this Friday. Don't delay. Play Powerball for a guaranteed 50 million Rand and Powerball Plus for the guaranteed 25 million Rand today. Buy your tickets now in store on nationallottery.co.za, the mobile app or cell phone banking. Panda, Pusha, play. Players must be 18 years old or play responsibly. E2 is the proud operator of the National Lottery.
Naked people have happier marriages because naked people spend less time on insurance admin. They have more time for date nights or couples therapy. Go to naked.insure now. Get a car insurance quote in 90 seconds and get naked. Naked Financial Technology is an authorized FSP.
702.
WhatsApp Bongani on 072
702 1702.
Good morning, Bongani. Interesting discussion with the retired justice there. I think we should also be prepared, equally so, for the teenagers that have been born and raised with HIV. My question would be, are the schools ready? Because we've already got a teenage pregnancy problem in the country. So if you do the math, there's a potential for kids infecting each other in school. Shivers, Boxburg.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a very good point that you're making there because, and I think fundamentally, it still breaks my heart when I hear stories of people who have died and whose families are still keeping it hush-hush, that this was the real reason. And principally because what that often means is that even in life it was hidden, which likely then means this person wasn't on treatment. And I think the value for me of that interview is to just remind people you can have a normal, successful, even long life, even if you live with HIV, for as long as you're in treatment. It's gone from 4,500 Rand. I mean, that just makes it so clear how insidious it was for the Mbeki government to not provide this treatment. 4,500 Rand a year he was paying once upon a time. And now the same treatment costs around 200 bucks a month. Hey?
Let's talk.
We're listening.
Good morning, Bongles and team. Happy Friday. Listen, Bongles, my daughter's friend, they get along a lot. But the friend's mother thinks we friends now. She's planning things, and sometimes I tell my daughter, I wish you had not gotten me involved. with these people, and that you and your friend keep your friendship at school. Like, because even tomorrow we have something planned that she planned that I'm supposed to be part of, and how I wish I could get out of it. But my daughter likes a friend. They really get along. And I think we should just let the friends be friends and the parents just drop off kids and pick up kids. That is all. We don't have to be friends as parents.
We were talking earlier about associations you regret. Shame. So she likes her daughter's friend. No problem there. But now the
Yeah.
daughter's friend's mother thinks they ought to be friends. She doesn't want that. Oh, yeah, ne?
702.
What's the question?
What's the question is brought to you by Outsurance. A chance for you to win up to 3,000 Rand in cash. First, 1,000 Rand for the answer, then later 2,000 Rand if you can give us the question. SMS out to 45142 now, and you could save on your car insurance. If you don't, ask Outsurance for 500 Rand. Today's answer comes from Nhlanhla, who is in Tembisa. Nhlanhla, what's today's answer?
Today's answer is 38.
38. Oh, I know where you're going with this. Nhlanhla, tell me, have you got yourself a quote from Outsurance?
Yes, I do.
Well, cheers to the weekend then, Nhlanhla. 1,000 Rand. 1,000 Rand is coming your way. 1,000 Rand is coming your way. All thanks to Outsurance and 702. There you have it. Nhlanhla says the answer is 38. What's the question? Call us if you know on 011 8830
EWN Sport.
All right, Cindy Paluto, we've been talking cricket all week. Let's talk rugby now.
Yes, absolutely, because we do have one game in the United Rugby Championship tomorrow, and it's happening at Ellis Park. It's a huge derby where the Lions are hosting the Sharks. Lions Lokbato Hlekani is expecting to work hard.
They like to kick, so we have to make sure that we fit enough to chase the ball back and kick back. So they like to kick too much, but they also want to bring physicality, especially the guys like Manu Chituka, Vincent Koch. They're physical, so we have to match up them.
Kickoff tomorrow is at 2:30. Ireland dropped Sam Prendergast and named Jack Crowley at fly half for tomorrow's Six Nations game with England. Scotland have Duan van der Merwe on the wing. He is one of 5 changes to play Wales. In the Nedbank Cup round of 16 tonight, Richards Bay against Amazulu. Tomorrow, Pirates plays Casrick Stars Sundowns battle Galaxy. Sundowns coach Miguel Cardozo bemoaned the busy schedule.
FIFA recommended that football matches should be played in no less than 72 hours. We have a lot of matches, and we also increase the Champions League compared to other teams this season in South Africa. So we cannot really complain, because when we are in the competitions, it's good sign.
At the T20 Cricket World Cup, Zimbabwe stunned Sri Lanka yesterday by 6 wickets to go to the Super 8s unbeaten. Batting coach Dion Ibrahim.
Hugely excited at the chance to play in the Indian conditions. I think it's going to be matches that are defined by power, and those that can control the boundaries and those that can access the boundaries. So I'm most excited to see what our team is capable of performing in those conditions.
Today's dead rubber between Australia and Oman's at 3:30. Well, the Proteas' first Super 8 games against India on Sunday. Proteas women all-rounder Marzan Cup will miss the ODI series to Pakistan. That starts on Sunday due to an illness. Faye Carling has received her maiden call-up. Locally, stumps on day 2 of the 4-day series final. The Lions 193 for 7. They trail the Warriors by 112. Boast has taken 5 wickets. In tennis, the Qatar Open, Carlos Alcaraz came from a set down to beat Kachanov and will play Rublev in the semi-final, while Yannick Sinner suffered a shock defeat to Mensik, who won the match 7-6, 2-6 and 6-3. And in golf, South African Casey Jarvis in a joint lead at the Kenya Open on 8 under after the first round, 1 ahead of the field. Cindy Polita, Eyewitness News Sport.
Clement Maniatella.
Weekday mornings,
9 to 12.
9 to 12.
When we talk about longevity, you've been around and you've come back, you've done a TV show, you've come back into acting as well. But what I found interesting was these little breaks that you take, and I don't know if that's intentional or if there's work that comes and you just take it.
I am intentional about taking a break because I find that the industry can easily consume you. It can eat you alive. Because it consumes you, end up feeling feeling like a consumable, you know, and lose the essence of who you are. Well, with me, you know. So it was always a choice that I would get out of it and come back in again.
The legendary TV presenter and businesswoman Zandi Nhlapo.
Clements Manyatela.
9 to 12 on 702.
Growing a business is a 24/7 job. In fact, 55% of small business owners say they can never switch off. Usually, it's personal moments like missed date nights, long overdue holidays that pay the price. Well, Zero wants to help you claim one back with an emotional tax return. To enter, share a moment you missed while growing your business. You can do so on Instagram stories and tag @Zero, spelt with an X. The competition will end on 22 March. T's and C's apply.
If a holiday is on your list this year, now's your chance. For 4 days only from the 19th to the 22nd of February, the Pop-Up Flight Center Travel Expo is unlocking limited time deals on holiday packages, cruises, tours, and more. Catch the expo at Sandton City Center Court or get the same offers at Flight Center stores nationwide. But hurry, once the expo ends, the deals do too. Flight Center, your center for travel.
In my industry, the mission is to turn the G in GDP green. After all, good business shouldn't cost the earth.
Get financial solutions for environmental and social impact. With RMB, sustainability yields more than good intentions. T's and C's apply. RMB, a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized FSP and credit provider.
EWN Traffic.
It's 7:45. This EWN traffic brought to you by Persia. Pretty tough. What's going on in Benoni on the N12 West? There are delays there, it seems.
Yes, Bongani, this is between Snake Road and Atlas Road. So if you're traveling along this route, do expect about a 20-minute hold up there. I am seeing roadworks that are taking place along this route. So please be patient if you already find yourself in this backlog. And if you're heading towards the city of Tshwane, do expect a stop and go situation along the R21 North. We do have an accident reported right near the R25, as well as those roadworks that are taking place near Olifantsfontein Road. There's also queuing traffic along the N3. Both sides of this route are heavily affected by traffic this morning. This is between the Kalulis interchange and Modderfontein Road. I'll have more traffic updates coming up. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
When your business needs strength, reliability, and serious capability, look no further than the Persia Professional Pickup Range. Built tough for South African conditions, Persia pickups are engineered for fleets, professionals, and the agricultural heroes who keep this country moving. From rugged load capacity to fuel-efficient performance, these pickups work as hard as you do. Whether you're building, delivering, or farming, Persia has a model that's ready for the job. Visit your nearest Persia dealership today and power your business with the confidence of Persia Professional. Land Trek. It's pretty, but tough.
702.
What's the question?
For 2,000 Rand in cash, all thanks to Outsurance. Please tell me, what's the question? If the answer is 38, and let's see who knows the answer. Steve in Ennerdale. Steve, what's the question?
How old is the Barbadian singer Rihanna turning today?
Yes, indeed. It's Rihanna's birthday. She shares this date with Trevor Noah, who's turning 42. Sidney Poitier would have been 99 today. But we're celebrating Rihanna, aren't we, Steve? Are you a fan?
Yes, I am.
You are a fan, right?
Rihanna.
Yeah. And today, guess what? She's responsible for you winning 2,000 Rand in cash.
Yeah.
All thanks to Outsurance and 702.
It's also my birthday, Bongani. Happy Friday, everybody.
I was trying to figure out, where's that voice coming from?
so dumb right now. Standing outside my house, trying to apologize. You're so ugly when you cry. Please, just cut it out. And don't tell me you're sorry, 'cause you're not. And baby, when I know you're only sorry you got caught, but you put on quite a show, really had me going, but now it's time to go. Curtains finally closing, that was quite a show. Come, Mr. DJ, somebody replay. Mr. DJ, won't you turn the music up? All the y'all want to dance for wanting some more. Come, Mr. DJ, won't you turn the music up? Come, Mr. DJ, somebody replay. Mr. DJ, won't you turn the music up? All the y'all want to dance for wanting some more. Come, Mr. DJ, won't you turn the music up? It goes one by one, even two by two. Everybody in the floor, let me show you how we do. Let's go, dip it low, then you bring it up slow. Wind it up one time, wind it back once more. Come, run, 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 everybody move, run. Let me see you move, and rock it to the groove. Done. Shake it till the moon becomes the sun. Everybody in the club, give me a run, run. If you ready to move, say yeah. One time for your mind, say yeah, yeah. Well, I'm ready for it. Come you
Feeling a little out of breath trying to keep up with the young ones who've been dancing up a storm in the studio. Finally catching my breath. Happy birthday to Rihanna. Now, you could show your bank balance some love this month with awesome car savings from OutSurance. Insurance savings, that is. Like 43-year-old Gloria, who saves an unbelievable 513 Rand on her 2024 Audi Q3. Get a quote now, and if OutSurance can't save you money, ask for 500 Rand or 1,500 Rand if you've been claim-free with the same insurer for 3 years. SMS out to 45142. So that's out to 45142. OutSurance is a licensed insurer and FSP. T's, C's, and information online.
What do you call someone who thinks outside the box? Creative. But what about someone who codes the box, brands it, sells it, rebrands it, and leads a team that reinvents it? That's a Red and Yellow graduate. Apply now to Unleash Remarkable with Red and Yellow Creative School of Business, a member of Honoris United Universities.
In business, the right connections change everything. It's the stability you need for that once-in-a-lifetime virtual pitch, the lightning-fast speeds that keep you ahead of deadlines, and the consistent, high-quality signal your teams rely on every day. Because when your connectivity works seamlessly, so does your business. Power your workday with fast, reliable fiber from OpenServe. Built to keep your operations running at full speed. Visit openserve.co.za today to learn more. T's and C's apply.
Amidst global uncertainty, Africa offers opportunities. At the African Markets Conference 2026, decision makers from across Africa and the world will explore how policy reform, market development, and private capital can accelerate sustainable growth across the continent at scale. Learn more at standardbank.co.za/CIB. Standard Bank is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
702
702. What's gone viral?
with Kabazela.
Catch up now with the world of viral content. Kabazela.
Good morning to you, Bella.
There you are. It's great to have you at work today, hey?
Yesterday I'm sitting here waiting and I hear the jingle and I'm like, am I drunk? What's going on?
Or were you asking yourself the question, how does this work?
Yes, how does this work indeed? So, I mean, interior designers and, designers in general and inventors, whoever they may be, who come up with these things, may think that sometimes they're doing this fancy stuff because it looks amazing and all that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, is it practical? That's what, you need to ask yourself. So this guy went into a very fancy hotel, walked into the bathroom at this particular room that he was in, and instead of just having the basin with the normal faucet and the taps, and you turn on the water and you put your hand underneath and do what you need to do, they decided that they would have this long piece of steel hanging from the roof and hanging above the basin. Now it's like over a meter and a bit long. So he's now thinking, okay, I put my hands underneath it and it'll automatically, come on. And he's struggling with what he needs to do and he just can't get it right. And then eventually he clicks that he has to push something that's on the wall and then the tap opens and the water comes out of this long object. So like really, really bizarre. And a lot of people were saying, yeah, I know that's happened a lot, when you've gone to very fancy places and it's maybe not your comfort zone. You kind of feel a little bit out of place sometimes with these things and you don't know how they work. So I wanted to ask our 702 family this morning if they've been in that situation where you've had no idea how something worked or whatever it may be. So like, for example, I was 21 years old, just had recently started at 702. And I was working on the weekend breakfast and Villa Mora, remember the very fancy Villa Mora restaurant? They had come in for a tasting and they had given me vouchers afterwards. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll take my mom. So we went along one evening to Villa Mora and we sit down, very fancy. We'd never been to something like this before. We open up the menu and my mom looks at me, I look at her and I'm like, where's the prices, for the stuff? Because we've got X amount of vouchers and we need to, obviously keep within the voucher range. So we had no clue, and we then phoned my uncle. We didn't want to ask the waiters because we didn't want to look like, idiots. So we phoned my uncle and we said, listen, we're here, and you've been here before. Where's the prices? And he said, no, those numbers next to the items, that is what you're paying. So they didn't have like the rand value. It was just numbers next to the items on the menu. So we felt very embarrassed, obviously, not knowing what to do in a very, very fancy restaurant. So that's my story. What's yours?
All right, you're in a situation, you have no idea how something works because you're out of your comfort zone. What did you do? Let's talk about a dance-off, Kabazela.
This is a brilliant video. People got to watch this. So when your kids are fighting, boy, girl, whatever it may be, they're having a real go at each other. What do you do as a parent? How do you stop them? Because you don't want to see the kids fighting with each other from time to time, right? So this mother, she's a Chinese mother, what she decided to do is every time her two kids have a go at each other, she makes them have a dance-off. So she plays this music and then the little boy starts. Now he's a lot younger than the sister. But he starts dancing and he is amazing. He starts doing these head spins it's like really something out of professional dance studio. Then it's her turn and she starts doing her stuff. And they really like, it's like that aggressive dance-off style, right? And then by the end of the dance-off, they kind of forgot what they were fighting about. And they kind of left it and they were happy and friends again. Other people said when their kids fight and they don't want to be around each other, they'll put them in a T-shirt, which obviously is large enough for both heads and necks to fit out of, and then one arm through each sleeve. And then they'll let them walk around like that for the next hour or so and say, no, you must spend time with your sister or your brother. They love it. You must love each other. No fighting. So how do you deal with fighting siblings when they're that age, and they don't like each other?
It's the cutest little video, especially his confidence as he starts, I think he's trying to do a version of breakdancing, but at the end, he's got this, I did it. And then, of course, the sister also tries to compete. But as you say, the powerful thing is by the end, they've forgotten completely what made them get to the dancing in the first place. What's your hack for dealing with kids, young siblings who fight with each other a lot? How do you get them to calm down? Let's talk.
702
Feedback
with Siamtanda Matiso.
So Siamtanda Matiso, I know you know how everything works, so I'm not going to ask you that question.
Okay.
Did you used to have fights with your siblings growing up?
So I have a 19-year gap between me and my brother. So I kind of grew up alone. I never got that opportunity to fight with anyone about socks, anything of that sort. But I know if I would compete with my cousin, he would win because he's very flexible. He would just do a split and I would lose that dance off as soon as possible. So no. How do you deal with your kids when they fight? Would you do such a thing?
Big gap.
Ah.
Big gap. So the question doesn't arise.
Well, Wongs, many have responded, though, to your interview with retired judge and HIV activist Edwin Cameron. Many are saying, actually, when it comes to the stigma around HIV, it has reduced in some areas. People are comfortable even telling you that they have HIV or AIDS. But some are saying some die, actually, with that secret because they're still ashamed that they have it. But they are very happy and they are in support of his messaging in terms of encouraging people to take their treatment as early as possible. And also, listen, don't be ashamed to go and test and not be afraid of taking the test.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think he added something valuable. I mean, I've known that the wisdom around when to take treatment has changed.
Yeah.
But the idea that for people who went on treatment much later in their HIV journey, there are potential difficulties down the road. So yes, the ARV may stave off complications for a while, but you remain vulnerable because at some point you really were sick. So that's the other incentive for testing.
For testing, yeah.
Right?
So if you missed that interview, you can go to Prime Media Plus. And also a tip for those YouTubers and people watching us on YouTube. At times, there is a QR code that appears there. So you can just scan that and it will take you straight to our website where you can continue listening to us live, or you can listen to our past interviews. That's the tip I have for you.
Oh, look at you. You know, I told you know how everything works. We'll take your responses to all that we've raised on the show. And up next, how do you know whom to allow into your home? I've got a horror story that will shock you.
This is EWN.
Ramaphosa warns organized crime syndicates they will be dealt with, and Iran asks the UN to tell Trump to back off. Good morning, I am Sfiso Zulu. President Cyril Ramaphosa has issued a warning to organized crime syndicates and gangs, saying government is now focusing its energy on dismantling them. He says government is in the process of changing the country's criminal justice system through a new initiative that will involve experts from various sectors as part of this process. Ramaphosa was responding to the debate into his State of the Nation address, which was labeled uninspiring by most parties. Babalo Ndenze reports.
President Ramaphosa told the joint sitting that his administration is in the process of establishing a dedicated initiative to oversee the reform of the criminal justice system. He says this initiative is learning from the successful model of Operation Vulindlela, which is reforming various sectors of the economy. Ramaphosa said the initiative will be led by the best experts that the country has to offer and will work closely with the police, the NPA, and the SIU. He says this is a clear response to the threat of organized crime.
We have the resources and ability to do so. We will not allow criminals and criminal syndicates and gangs to prevail. We are going to go after them and we will deal with them.
Ramaphosa said other countries, when faced with the threat of organized crime and the penetration of criminal syndicates, have been able to reform their criminal justice system and restore the rule of law. Babalo Ndenze, Eyewitness News.
Meanwhile, political parties in Parliament have raised concern about the impact the ad hoc committee probing police corruption is having on the work of the Justice and Police Committees. DA Chief Whip George Mikalakis has informed Parliament's presiding officers that the committees have not set for months and are neglecting important oversight work. Several of the MPs, including both the committee chairperson, sit on the ad hoc committee, which this week was granted a third extension to conclude its work. Speaker Togo Didiza says a way must be found to balance these responsibilities. Lindsay Dentlinker reports.
Since the Ad hoc Committee on Police Corruption began sitting last September, the Police and Justice Committees have failed to hold regular meetings. EFF MP Hlengiwe Mkalipi echoed the concern of the DS George Mikalakis in a program committee meeting, particularly the impact it's having on the Police Committee starting an inquiry into crime in Cape Town, which the EFF initiated last year.
It can't be correct that because there is an ad hoc that is taking place on police and the work of the committee has come to a standstill.
Speaker Toko Didiza says House Chairperson Cedric Froelich will meet with the chairpersons of the affected committees to discuss.
We have noted the uneven performance. Some of them
which might relate to members serving on other structures, but that should not impact negatively on the work of committees.
The ad hoc committee is not due to conclude its work until the end of March. Lindsay Dentlinger, Eyewitness News, Parliament.
ANC MP Malusi Gigaba's lawyers have declined to disclose why a state attorney has refused to fund his legal fees. Gigaba, along with former Transnet executives Anosh Singh, Sebonga Gama, Brian Malife and Tamsanga Chiani, are facing charges of graft in relation to the procurement of locomotives between 2010 and 2014. They made their first appearance in the Johannesburg High Court yesterday after the matter was transferred from the Palmbridge Commercial Crimes Court. Gigaba requested financial assistance from the state, arguing that the charges he faces relate to alleged conduct during his tenure as minister. His legal representative, Nicholas Corey, says a decision has not yet been made on whether to appeal the ruling.
So we feel that being a representative of the state, working for the state, that you're entitled to legal financial assistance. We made that application through the formal channels. As you heard in court, we got a rejection to that proposal as of yesterday. So we now need to sit with our client and consider our position, and that will pave the way forward on whether we're going to take the decision on review.
And Iran has warned that American bases, facilities and assets would be legitimate targets if the United States follows through on its military threats and attacks. Iran's ambassador to the United Nations, Amir Saeed Aravani, made the remarks in a letter to UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres and the President of the Security Council. President Donald Trump has deployed warships, fighter jets and other military hardware to the Middle East as he tries to block Iran from building a nuclear bomb, something that Tehran says it is not pursuing. Aravani has called for the Security Council, the UN's top decision-making body where Washington has veto power, to ensure that the United States immediately stops its unlawful threats of the use of force. Trump says that Iran has at most 15 days to make a deal, and again he suggested that the United States would attack if failed to do so.
They cannot continue to threaten the stability of the entire region, and they must make a deal. Or if that doesn't happen, I maybe can understand. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But bad things will happen if it doesn't.
Gold is trading at $4,994.64 an ounce. The rand is at 16.17 to the dollar, 21.75 to the pound, 19.02 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $71.81 a barrel.
And in the traffic, we've got an accident scene in the city of Tshwane along the N1 North near Centurion. It happened just before John Forster Drive. It's causing heavy delays. There's also queuing traffic along the N12 West. This is in the Benoni area heading towards Atlas Road. Delays from Tom Jones Street.
And in your sport, it's an Nedbank Cup weekend starting tonight with Richards Bay against Amazulu. Sharks need to beat the Lions tomorrow at Ellis Park if they want to win the SA Cup and the URC. On Sunday, the Proteas men play India in the Super 8 at the T20 World Cup, while the Proteas women open their ODI series against Pakistan. And in golf, Casey Jarvis leads by 1 at the Kenya Open.
A partly cloudy Friday in store for Gauteng with isolated showers expected. The temperatures will peak at highs between 27 and 30. The top story in EWN this hour. President Cyril Ramaphosa has issued a warning to organized crime syndicates and gangs, saying government is now focusing its energy on dismantling them.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
Your brain's a well-oiled machine. Now put it to work in the brain of 702. Enter on primemediaplus.com. T's and C's apply.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
Government is now focusing on these crime syndicates, but we were told of a plan to do this as early as 2020. One of the things that I think is difficult to navigate in these State of the Nation addresses and the promises that are made is the 1 year we're told this is what we're going to do, and then the next year we get told something else without an update of what we were promised the year before and whether or not it worked. For example, now there's this Water Crisis Committee that the President is going to chair. But previously, weren't we told the Deputy President was the water czar? What has happened to that, I wonder?
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
Are you a Grey's Anatomy fan? Did you watch Grey's Anatomy, Mutewa?
Yeah, I did. It was, a popular show at the time.
Yeah?
And
it's still going.
That's the thing.
I think it's season 22 now that's coming up.
I'm more the guy, when you look at how shows are made and movies are made, I still prefer the old way of doing things. And I think Grey's Anatomy got the story right. You were in it for a very long time.
How many seasons did you watch?
Jeez, I think I got past a good 9.
A good 9?
Yeah.
Well, 23 or 22, I think, is coming up.
Jeez.
Overnight news, of course, that has come out. McSteamy, remember McSteamy? There was McDreamy and there was McSteamy. McSteamy, the actor Eric Dane, known, of course, for that role in Grey's Anatomy. He was also in Euphoria. He's died at the age of 53. He passed away from ALS. You remember, he did, of course, come out with that information. ALS being amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. It's a progressive condition that it's basically a motor neuron disease. It destroys motor neurons and eventually leads to paralysis. This was the announcement he made some months ago. It's a promotional video in which he talks about ALS and its impact and what it can do to you. So Eric Dane, the news coming out yesterday that he has passed away.
I'm Eric, an actor, a father, and now a person living with ALS. For over a century, ALS has been incurable, and we're done accepting the status quo. We need the fastest path to a cure. And that's why I partner with IMALS on the push for progress. Our goal? $1 billion over the next 3 years. Together, we'll renew the landmark law Act for ALS, get promising treatments to thousands of patients like me, and finally push toward ending this disease. There's so much more to learn, more to do, and we have to do it now. Visit the link below to donate. Get involved and be a part of pushing for progress.
Be a part of pushing for progress. So that was sad news overnight. Now, I told you about, well, at that point, she was still accused. I think it was her, not the sentencing. I think it was the day in which we were going to hear if she was convicted or not. Amber Lee Hughes, now, of course, a convicted child murderer, this week telling the Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg. It's an awful, awful story. Because it's that question I was asking before we went to the news. How do you know who to allow into your home and to have interactions with your kids? Particularly if you are dating as a single person with young kids. How do you know whom to trust, when to trust them? Amber Lee Hughes drowned a 4-year-old, the child of her boyfriend. And this week, she was arguing in mitigation of sentence, trying to explain why she did what she did. So, of course, she doesn't get a harsh sentence, I would imagine. This is tough listening. It's not for sensitive listeners, but have a listen to her explanation as to why she drowned this 4-year-old child.
On that day, it felt like everything that had happened throughout our relationship had built up. I snapped on the day. Nada throughout that day was playing and she was around me when I was busy with dishes. But there was a point where she wanted to bath her baby, her little doll. And I helped her undress and get into the bath. I thought that the only possible way out of everything was to take Nada's life and my own life. I felt like Nada wouldn't have a future without me. She would be neglected and she wouldn't progress without me. I thought that the only reason for me to save Nada was by taking her life.
It's a scary story, hey? It's for the first time since her arrest that she describes what she did and how she did it, and of course, as you've just heard there, the why. And listening to that in court was the child's mother. Remember, Amber Lee Hughes dated the child's father. How do you even know if you are a single parent on the dating scene? She describes how she did it.
I didn't think. I ran to the bathroom and I got into the bath. And before I got into the bath, I said to her, "I'm sorry, I love you so much." And Nada she didn't fight. I sat on top of her and I pushed her head under the water.
She later says she regrets doing so. She's also accused of raping the child because she inserted a foreign object into the child before she drowned her. And she says she did it because she didn't think this little girl would be okay if she wasn't around. So her intention was to take her own life, and she thought before she does that, she better take this one's life. And of course, she's still here to tell the tale. And I just thought it's worth pondering. It's worth thinking about. If you're a single parent and you're on the dating scene, how do you know whom to let into your home, when to trust them? By the way, Amber Lee Hughes is a former preschool teacher. A preschool teacher who did this.
You're with Bongani Bingwa.
702 weekday mornings, 6 to 9 a.m.
Morning, Bongles. I have a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old in the house, and how I deal with their fighting, I make them watch the Parliament channel. So every time the fighting gets out of hand and they're constantly snitching on each other to me, then eventually I say, you know what, since you guys are fighting so much, sit down, watch the Parliament channel for a few hours. Both of you must together tell me what was said in Parliament, who said what the sitting was about, and give me a summary of the entire sitting. They hate it, and it works all the time. I've even heard them say, let's not fight, otherwise we're going to end up watching the Parliament channel. Thank you. It's Rorisang from Pretoria.
Rorisang, maybe one day they'll become politicians, hey? Maybe you are depriving us of a future president right there in your home.
These embassies residents, one of the embassies in the north, and asked to use the bathroom. And lo and behold, it's one of these modern bathrooms where there's a sensor somewhere at the top. And, I did my thing. I want to go out. How do I leave the toilet like this? I cannot. Gosh, I looked everywhere. I looked up and down. I even sent a video to my husband. Nothing. Until I just had the guts to just go out and just ask, how do I flush the toilet?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure whoever came in after you was very grateful you asked that question. Talking about things you don't know how to do, what's your kitchen Mount Everest? Amo? What's that one dish that has defeated you every time you've tried, or that you think you are just too scared to make?
I'm trying to think, Bongani, because, I like making desserts, right?
Yes.
And I would rather make the fridge dessert, cheesecake,
than the baked one.
than the baked one, because it always just flops somehow. I just don't get it. It's either the folding right or, so I'd rather just, make the fridge one.
If fits in the fridge, it's not cheesecake.
It is.
No.
It is.
It's pudding. Muteo, your Mount Everest in the kitchen?
I think for me, and I've watched this on a lot of cooking shows, and I still see people get it wrong, and I'm like, I definitely get this wrong. It's a beef Wellington. It looks simple, but the crisp of the pastry and then the perfect inside of the beef, there's absolutely no way.
You guys like baking?
No,
That's
but
the
for
problem.
me, I think the Everest would probably
It
be
has to have a baking element.
ramen noodles, because my wife loves those, and I'm just like, I know I'm not getting it right yet, because
And
I've tried.
Shame, what does she say in response?
I mean, she's nice about it.
She plays along.
And then I buy the real ones.
We're talking, of course, because of the start of MasterChef this Sunday at 6 o'clock on ETV. And I'm putting out a challenge. If you've got a Mount Everest in the kitchen, a dish you've either struggled to make in the past or have never yet attempted, maybe it's going to come up this season, because we want you to identify a dish you think you can pull off, post it on your social media. You can put it on your Instagram stories, whatever it is. Just tag me and use hashtag MasterChef Challenge, and we could give you a chance to meet either the person who made the dish or some of the judges or some of the contestants, because over the next few weeks, some of them are going to be popping into the studio to talk to us about their MasterChef journey. I cannot wait.
Let's talk.
We're listening.
Ooh, Bongani. I have that one friendship I regret. Oh, that friendship was so toxic. It enabled cheating. Like, yeah, no, men do it, so why don't you do it? Oh, Hashem, I ruined an amazing second chance at love with that friendship. You see, that friendship, it made me move like a crackhead. And no, I take accountability, because every person has a decision, right? You take that decision, you have that choice. But guys, some friendships out here, I'm still paying for it 4 years later.
Yeah, friendships you regret, associations you've made, and you look back and you think, I could have saved myself so much time, so much money, so much stress. It comes, of course, in the wake of the arrest of Prince Andrew, the sweatist, formerly known as Prince Andrew. Remember, he doesn't sweat, he sweats, he doesn't sweat. No matter, Adam Gilchrist will tell us more about that coming up. In the meantime, this EWN Traffic is brought to you by Persia. Pretty tough. Amo?
Well, Bongani, in Centurion, we've got an accident reported. It's right near John Forster Drive. It's causing heavy traffic volumes. Please be on the lookout there. There's also queuing traffic on the R21 North in the Tembisa area as you approach Olifantsfontein Road. And then, of course, if you are traveling on the N3 North, do expect delays between Van Buren Road and the Kilulis interchange. I'll have more updates coming up. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
When your business needs strength, reliability, and serious capability, look no further than the Persia Professional Pickup Range. Built tough for South African conditions, Persia pickups are engineered for fleets, professionals, and the agricultural heroes who keep this country moving. From rugged load capacity to fuel-efficient performance, these pickups work as hard as you do. So whether you're building, delivering, or farming, Persia has a model that's ready for the job. Visit your nearest Persia dealership today and power your business with the confidence of Persia Professional. Landtrek is pretty, but tough.
702, The World View.
With Adam Gilchrist.
Well, let's get straight into it. It was, interestingly, Adam, his birthday yesterday, and nonetheless, the ex-prince was arrested.
Yes, apart from that, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, how was your birthday? I think as birthdays go, it would be memorable to be arrested and escorted to a police station near Sandringham in Norfolk in the east of England to be questioned for 10, 11 hours in a police cell, essentially in a small room. I mean, there wouldn't be much going on in there. And ultimately to be released, no charges. He has also denied wrongdoing in the past, but it's also for an alleged offence that most people wouldn't immediately cotton on. So this is not about sexual impropriety or trafficking of young girls or forced sex upon women of a certain age. This is actually just about a suspicion of misconduct in public office. In other words, when he was Prince Andrew and a trade envoy, did he pass information to Jeffrey Epstein that was sensitive government information about trade deals and trips and visits and things in the offing that would be beneficial to a financier and his mates? He has denied wrongdoing in the past. Whether he denies wrongdoing this time, we don't know. We don't know if this will ever end up in court. If it does, it's the King's Court versus his younger brother. It's just to say we can overstate this, but this is the first royal arrest in the UK since 1647, when King Charles I was arrested by his own parliament. And you may remember what happened to King Charles I. It won't happen like that to Andrew, but in a funny sort of way, he is being decapitated from the rest of the royal family.
Yeah, you might say that by even associating with Jeffrey Epstein, he lost his head a long time ago. And yes, one of the questions that will remain, Adam, is how much the Queen tried to protect her son, as I suppose any mother might, and left this for Charles to deal with. Let's keep with the theme of a fall from grace. To South Korea now we go.
Yeah, this is extraordinary. Yoon Suk Yeol, I mean, he was a president. He was a president of a shaky sort of a national assembly in South Korea up until December 2024, not that long ago when you think about it. And he decided he needed to impose martial law. I think we talked about it at the time because he gave the reasons as being agents who were acting against the state, that there was a suspicion that there were people who were colluding with North Korea in trying to subvert South Korean democracy. And in fact, Yoon Suk Yeol, when he called in the troops, was essentially covering up his own shaky government and the allegations of corruption against him and his wife. Now, here we are, 14, 15 months later since that insurrection. He's been found guilty of that. He's been jailed for life. The former South Korean prime minister has been jailed for 23 years. The former defense minister who mobilized the troops on that day in December 2024, he's been jailed for 30 years. There were supporters outside the court. Yoon again was one of the cries and certainly some of the placards there. But overall, do you know what? You might be on tricky political ground, but you can't just call the army in to bail you out, or at least you're not meant to.
Well, talking of tricky political ground, Donald Trump, I mean, if this isn't a flip-flop, I don't know what is. First he was for, then he was against. Now is he for again?
Well, it's difficult to tell. Choose your day. He seems to be against again. So this is a we post on the social media site Truth Social, in which Donald Trump basically suggests that the UK handing back the Chagos Islands in the Indian Ocean to Mauritius is a big mistake. Of course, they're always on a lend-lease kind of basis, and lend-leases come to an end. And in the 21st century, it was felt that we shouldn't hang on to ownership, albeit we can rent out Diego Garcia and the military base that's there, which is a UK-US military base. So Donald Trump is now saying, having praised the deal enthusiastically only 2 weeks ago, I think it was, he's now suggesting that this would be a big problem because he might need, in his words, to use the air base on Diego Garcia for possible airstrikes on Iran. We know that Pentagon officials have said President Trump has the option to take military action against Iran as soon as this weekend. And he's now himself, the American president, suggested a 10-day countdown to possible action if there's no deal on the nuclear program. Why he dragged the Chagos Islands into this whole way of thinking about Iran is a mystery, because they haven't been used before to bomb Iran, and America has indeed done that. And they're a very geographically important staging post, but they are a staging post. It's not somewhere that, really speaking, you would launch strikes from. But do you know what? Getting into the mind of the American president, I think we all need the weekend off.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, what happened to the Special Alliance? I'm sure he could just make a phone call and Downing Street might oblige. Adam Gilchrist, we'll leave it there for this morning's Worldview.
EWN Traffic.
Now, this EWN Traffic is brought to you by Outsurance. SMS out to 451442 now to save on your car insurance. If you don't save on your car insurance, you can ask them for 500 Rand. Amo?
Well, Bongani, some routes are clearing off traffic. The M1 North between Boyson's Road is looking good, and the Empire Road exit. And then if you are traveling on the N12 West, do expect some delays approaching the Kilulis interchange, heading towards Bedford View. And then please be on the lookout for roadworks that are taking place on the N17 East towards the Rondebolt Road exit. They are causing delays there. More updates coming up. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
The Outsurance pointsmen know that every car on the road carries a story. There's a car with a parent shuttling his kids, with a back seat full of chatter, laughter, lunchboxes, and lost shoes. The Outsurance pointsmen know it's not just a car in traffic, it's a regular yet special slice of a family's life. Every story's different, and every story matters. That's why the Outsurance pointsmen have been doing what they do since 2005, in proud partnership with 702. Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP.
EWN Business.
Worth the paper it's printed on, Mutewa? Tell me about Mondi's results. A little mixed.
Yeah, the paper and packaging company saw a small revenue jump of 3%, while earnings came in lower by 21% to 4 billion rand. It was hit by a tough paper market, with paper prices falling over the period. Mondi CEO Andrew King remains confident in the company's ability to navigate industry headwinds despite falling paper prices.
Was that paper thin?
It was indeed. Took a bit of a cut there.
Stop. Blue Label bought into Cell C and saw for themselves.
No, the value wasn't what they thought it was going to be.
They really saw for themselves.
Blue Label Unlimited is set to take a 5.2 billion rand hit on its stake in Cell C. Blue explains that there was a 6 billion rand loss created by the gap between what it was carrying in its own books when it comes to Cell C, while its value upon its listing did not materialize. So basically, they had overvalued Cell C on its books. The market was not really impressed, and that's why now they're carrying that 6 billion rand loss.
The paper deal, eh?
Stop it.
Or was it pepper deer? Okay, I'll stop. Where's the rand?
16 rand 16 cents weaker against the US dollar this morning. 18 rand 99 against the euro, and 21 rand 72 cents against the British pound. Price of gold at $5,018 an ounce, while platinum is also up close to 0.5% at $2,000.87. Brent crude at $72.17 a barrel, really threatening those petrol and diesel prices, especially for March now. It's been above that $70 mark for most of this week. That's your business this morning. Stephen Grotes with the wrap of the week's business later this afternoon.
Straight to the news desk we go. What do you have at this hour? Sfiso Zulu.
Thanks, Bongani. Good morning. Well, the Tshwane municipality says service delivery will not be affected as it prepares to pay more than 1 billion rand in backdated salary increases owed to workers since 2021. In 2022, the municipality reneged on an agreement to pay a 3.5% in salary increase to workers. But after years of litigation, the municipality has agreed to pay the increases to its more than 21,000 employees. At a media briefing yesterday, Tshwane Finance MMC Eugene Modise outlined the payments will be staggered over the next 3 financial years.
No frontline services have been defunded. No core infrastructure program have been withdrawn. This settlement have been structured within a budget which is funded that continues to prioritize electricity, stability, water security, and service delivery.
Former Finance MMC Jackie Ace was part of the administration that refused to implement the salary increases in 2022. Ace, who is also the DA's caucus chief whip, says the money could have gone into strengthening the city's service delivery output, like hiring more plumbers and electricians.
Worker morale also increases when you ensure that people are not overworked, when you ensure that people have got the tools of trade that they need, which our water departments currently do not have, when you ensure that people do not have to work around the clock, sometimes even on their own time, as what they need to do now. What worker morale is to ensure that we can continue to pay people's salaries and not get into a position where the municipality cannot pay salaries. And those are the things that we were taking into consideration.
President Cyril Ramaphosa says ministers representing their various parties in the government of national unity cannot claim achievements in their portfolios as that of their political parties. He says the GNU must work as a collective and the progress they've made has been on the back of their predecessors. Ramaphosa yesterday concluded the two-day debate of his State of the Nation address. Lindsay Dentlinker reports.
After encouraging South Africans to build together like weaver birds in last year's State of the Nation address, last week President Ramaphosa steered clear of analogies. But in concluding his reply to the debate yesterday, Ramaphosa once again asked South Africans to rally together, this time like beavers building a safe refuge.
It doesn't happen through noise or ego. It happens through coordination, consistency, a shared purpose, and cooperation.
He says while MPs debated his address on behalf of their political parties, in his cabinet, they don't represent their jackets.
So no minister or deputy minister should be publicly claiming their work in the GNU as an achievement of their party.
Ramaphosa says it's the commitment to partnership and shared responsibility that has guided the work of the GNU so far, and which will stand it in good stead for what still lies ahead. Lindsay Dentlinger, Eyewitness News, Parliament.
And gunfire tore through a busy playground in central Mexico, killing 2 people and wounding 8 as witnesses recounted a horrifying scene of mothers screaming and children fleeing in panic. The shooting started shortly after dinner time earlier this week in the small town of San Francisco del Rincon, with a round after round rifling into a park filled with playing kids. A 36-year-old man died during the attack and a 24-year-old man later died at a hospital. The motive for the shooting is not yet known. A partly cloudy Friday in store for Gauteng, with showers expected. The temperatures are at lows, peaking at highs between 27 and 30 degrees.
And in the traffic, we've got delays on the N1 North approaching the Baku interchange. That's in the Sunning Hill area. And then if you are traveling on the N3 North towards the Baku turnoff, be on the lookout for roadworks taking place right after Marlborough Drive, causing delays.
The top story this hour, the Tshwane municipality says service delivery won't be affected as it prepares to pay more than 1 billion rand in backdated salary increases.
The Midday Report.
Weekdays
12 to 1.
On the Midday Report, every day from 12 to 1 p.m, we will bring you breaking news from the scene as it unfolds with newsmakers, reporters, commentators, experts and analysts. We'll explain the stories of the day, give you context for why they are important and what they mean for you. It is everything you need to know in 1 hour. From news to global events, business, sports, science, books and always some good news too. Appointment listening every day at 12 with the Midday Report.
The Midday Report
with Mandy Wiener.
12 to 1 on 702.
702.
In life's most challenging moments of loss, compassion can be your greatest comfort. You shouldn't have to face the financial burden of losing a loved one by yourself. Rest assured, Clientele's funeral plans pay out cash within 24 hours. You can cover up to 13 family members on one plan, ensuring all your loved ones are taken care of, and 3 children are covered at no additional cost. With Clientele, you're not just buying a plan, you're also buying peace of mind. When the time comes, you will need to make important calls with your 200 Rand airtime you will receive when you claim. Plans offer double accidental death cover, as well as transport, grocery and unveiling benefits. Apply today, it's easy. There are no medical examinations and no paperwork. SMS funeral to 31586. That's 31586. Clientele Life is an authorized FSP and licensed life insurer. T's and C's online. Standard rates apply.
Hey guys, this is Robert Marawa, Hollywood Bet's brand ambassador. Playing responsibly is part of the winning strategy. Make smart choices and continue to score. If you or someone that you know needs help, call the South African Responsible Gambling Toll-Free Counseling Line on 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop.
Alcohol drowns our hope and fuels our pain. Our streets are flooded. Our families are breaking. Women and children are not safe. Alcohol kills 100 people in South Africa every day. For more information, visit www.truecostofalcohol.africa. Increase excise tax on alcohol.
The Money Show.
Weekday evenings at 6.
A finding now by the Competition Commission that PG Glass and Glassbit have been operating as a cartel, essentially setting prices together.
We obtained evidence indicating that each and every year they are communicating a price increase which is the same. It is prohibited. It constitutes a price fixing in terms of the Competition Act.
Makhala Mokhlala is the head of cartels of the Competition Commission.
The Money Show
On 702. Let's walk the talk.
The Money Show, Stephen Curtis, is brought to you by ABSA CIB. Invested in your story because your story matters. ABSA is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider.
702.
WhatsApp Bongani on 072
702 1702.
Nhlapo, good morning. From a bank app perspective, I also love my bank app. I think it's so easy to use. But I think what would really be nicer as a feature, a security feature, is for it to somehow sense when you are in panic and you have to use it. You know, like for example, a lot of people in the township where I come from in Randfontein, they get marked. They're sitting somewhere, they're drinking spot, and people come in and they force them to open their apps and transfer money. So I wish it could sense that, like that, the pulse rate or the sweaty palm or something. That would be awesome. It's Nenis on the road.
Good morning, folks and the team. 702 and Mateo banking app. I think the feature that comes to mind that I like more is that security feature. The other day, actually quite recently, I was on the app and a WhatsApp call came through, and the app itself sort of, there was a pop-up alert to caution me about the suspicious call. Meanwhile, I was aware of the call. But yeah, I think that comes quite handy, and it's pivotal, especially in these days of scamming, So the security feature for me is it. Joel from Kempton Park. Have a splendid Friday.
Happy Friday, Bongos and the team. Yeah, what I like most about my app is the fact that I'm able to do immediate payment and only pay 7 rand. When my previous bank, I used to be paying almost hundreds of rands just to make an immediate payment. Yeah, very Vetburg.
Good morning, Bongani and the team. Trust all is well. What a great show, man. I just want to quickly respond to your concern about your time bank transaction that you made. There is actually a call center that you can call. And you can also, if you are in the area, for those that are close by, there is also a walk-in customer service where you can get assistance. It's at number 32 Jellicoe Street in Rosebank. You can try those avenues and perhaps you can get the assistance that you need. Justin here from Johannesburg South.
Oh, thank you, Justin. Maybe I'll try that. 32 Jellicoe Road. We were talking about banking apps. What do you love? What do you think they could improve?
EWN Sport.
Cindy, you like your banking app?
My banking app. I have two because I've banked with two different banks. The one is an absolute mission to get into, which is good.
Really?
Which is good. Because if anybody has to try get into the banking app, it'll be a mission. And then the other one is super easy, super lovely. I can do so much on it. I can order my license renewal for my car. I can do so much. I can, obviously you get the rewards off it. What else? What else do I like off there? Definitely the free coffees. Yeah.
Well, I bet you Nedbank are very happy with their app because they've even got a cup coming up.
Yeah, they do. Nedbank Cup, round of 16. Tonight, Richards Bay against Amazulu. Tomorrow, Sundowns battle Galaxy. Pirates play Kazrick Stars. Pirates coach Abdeslam Wadu.
We know that it's a very competitive team in the championship. That they are playing. Actually, they are fourth, I think, in the league table. They scored like 20 goals. They conceded 15 goals. It means that it's a team that have some qualities.
Premier League action tomorrow. Manchester City are hosting Newcastle. Aston Villa host Leeds on Sunday. Arsenal away at Spurs. In the URC, Sharks need to beat the Lions at Ellis Park tomorrow if they want to win the SA Cup. But Lions lock Bato Hlekani, who used to play for the Sharks, said altitude's no joke.
It's been good so far because I'm playing more games now. I'm always starting and playing 80 minutes, and it's not tough to play 80 minutes in Joburg. The altitude is killing me, so it's tough compared to the other side that I was playing at the Sharks. Ellis Park, you have to fight there. Even though you're playing for the Lions, you have to fight.
Kickoff tomorrow is to 36 nations. Ireland named Jack Crowley at fly half to play England. Scotland take on Wales. At the T20 Cricket World Cup, the Super 8 starts tomorrow with Pakistan against New Zealand. On Sunday, the Proteas play India at 3:30. This afternoon, Australia looking to avoid a third straight defeat, playing Oman also at 3:30. While the Proteas women's all-rounder Marzan couple missed the ODI series with Pakistan. That starts on Sunday. Locally, going into day 3 of the 4-day final at the Wanderers, the Lions 193 for 7. They trail the Warriors by 112. In golf, South African Casey Jarvis in a joint lead at the Kenya Open. He's on 8 under after the first round, 1 ahead of the field. And in tennis at the Qatar Open, Yannick Sinner was knocked out by Mensik in the quarterfinals, 7-6, 2-6, 6-3. Alcaraz needed 3 sets to beat Kachanov and plays Rublev in the semi-final. Cindy Paluta, Eyewitness News Sport.
Let's hear from Shemaine, owner of Vovotello Linwood, why it pays to switch to Outsurance Business Insurance.
I wish we had switched sooner. Not only was it quick and easy, but also gave us more favourable premiums.
For restaurants, pharmacies, and all other businesses, get a quote today and see why it pays to switch to Outsurance Business Insurance. Visit outsurance.co.za or call 08600 60,000 today. Licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online.
Hey, no longer feeling like the man you used to be?
The man who has inside jokes with complete strangers.
The fact is, 95% of men with low testosterone go untreated.
Vitamin High Performance Supplements for men helps recharge energy, regain lean muscle, and reload performance. Available at all good pharmacies and Vitalamin.co.za.
Vitalamin. Don't get older, get better.
The Checkers Extravaganza is now on, with over 1,500 deals every week. Like Cape Point frozen prawn meat 400 grams for $89.99. Clover Long Life Milk 1 litre 6-pack for $94.99. Save 25 Rand. And Baker's Mini Cheddars or Biscuits 200 grams, any 2 for 70 Rand. Save 24 Rand. Valid until 22 February. Only at Checkers, Checkers Hyper, or shop on 6060.
Amidst global uncertainty, Africa offers opportunities. At the African Markets Conference 2026, decision makers from across Africa and the world will explore how policy reform, market development, and private capital can accelerate sustainable growth across the continent at scale. Learn more at standardbank.co.za/CIB. Standard Bank is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
EWN Traffic.
Let's catch up with the latest in EWN traffic as we wrap up the mornings.
Yes, Bongani. Well, if you are traveling in Sunning Hill, we do have delays on the N1 North between Rivonia Road and the Baklu interchange. There's also queuing traffic reported on the R21 North in the Tembisa area. That's due to the roadworks that are taking place along the route. And then, of course, more roadworks are causing delays on the N3 North between Van Buren and the Klulis interchange. More updates at the top of the hour. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Mzansi, Powerball and Powerball Plus are bringing the excitement with 75 million rand in total guaranteed jackpots this Friday. Don't delay. Play Powerball for a guaranteed 50 million rand and Powerball Plus for the guaranteed 25 million rand today. Buy your tickets now in store on nationallottery.co.za, the mobile app or cell phone banking. Panda, Pusha, play. Players must be 18 years old and play responsibly. E2 is the proud operator of the National Lottery.
Okay, truck 7, that has 0 warning lights. Truck 8, it's just been serviced. I guess we're running like a well-oiled machine. Where would I be without MyWay's comprehensive cover for my vans and trucks? Plus, cover for my customers' orders with goods and transit insurance. I guess we'll never know.
Visit myway.co.za or dial 0860 64 64 64 and get a quote today. MyWay is a licensed non-life insurer and FSP. T's, C's and standard rates apply. MyWay. Live your way.
Different sounds, different worlds.
Different artistic expressions, music, art, and fashion collide. Are you coming? Let's go to the place where the beat drops, the fashion pops, and the art rocks.
We're talking Focalistic, Dali Wonga, Mafigi Zolo, Kurt Darren, Matera Doughboy, Zoe Mudicha, Claire Johnston from Mango Groove, the Tshwane Gospel Choir, and more. Mahindra Fusion Fest, Saturday 7th March, Sunbet Arena. Tickets on Ticketmaster now. See you there.
Coming up
on the Clement Manyatela Show
on 702.
It's a Friday, my favorite feature on
The
Clement
sex
Manyatela.
feature.
It's a relationship feature. I'm
Yeah,
here for
but you like the sex
it's
topics.
The relationships. Who
Really?
says that? Who told you?
Because when I walk in, you always
No.
ask me.
But the relationship.
Amu, what does he like on the feature?
But I like to learn about relationships.
Okay, sure, if you say so, Bongani.
Maybe I'll eventually get to a point where I can make one work.
Okay, so here's what we're going to teach you today.
Thank you.
At 11 o'clock.
Thank you.
We are going to teach you the importance of gratitude and appreciation for your relationship, because a lot of people are always pointing out the wrong things. But how often do you pause and say,
Thank you.
Thank you. Like, we're doing good in this. Like, we communicated well last week. Or, we've been good.
You
Like,
see? Now
point
I know.
out- you see?
I'm going to do that. I'm
Do
gonna be
that
that
and-
person.
And it was over,
See,
right?
your features are always so great, Cameron.
So that's at 11 o'clock.
You
And
do
then
so well.
And then at 10 o'clock, we're going to do our Across the Desk feature today. I'm hosting Metro Police officers. We're going to find out more about their work. But we start with the 702 open line. And then we're going to try and figure out what happened yesterday at Mugabe's son's house. Because it reads like a movie script. It's very dodgy. Even the way the police have handled that crime scene is a little dodgy for me. I'll explain to the listeners what we've had happened and hear what their views are.
Are the Metro cops, the officers coming into the studio?
They're coming in studio.
In their uniforms?
I hope so, actually. I saw their vehicle now outside, but I hope
Because there are some officers who wear those really tight uniforms.
Do you want them to
we'll
become
watching,
tight? Do you
we'll
want
be
them?
watching on
I'm
YouTube.
sure you will be watching.
Clement Manyatela between 9 and 12.
Amidst global uncertainty, Africa offers opportunities. At the African Markets Conference 2026, decision makers from across Africa and the world will explore how policy reform, market development, and private capital can accelerate sustainable growth across the continent at scale. Learn more at standardbank.co.za/CIB. Standard Bank is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
Brush, stroke, paint, color, protect, and admire. From roof paint to exterior textures and interior silk, Warrior Paints has it all. The product range and stylish colors are amazing. And what's more, Warrior Paints has crushed prices for incredible savings. Enjoy that good old-fashioned personal service you deserve. For price, quality, variety, and service, Warrior Paints is streets ahead. Warrior Paints. Affordable, lasting luxury.
Aren't you tired of hearing how tough every bucky is? Tough this, tougher that, and being tougherer. But what about a bucky that's actually evolved? Confidence when you need it. Modern comfort because you deserve it. And next-gen tech that's, well, just smarter. Introducing the Chang'an Hunter range from only 5,299 Rand per month. Test drive SA's better balanced bucky today. T's and C's apply.
Chang'an. Driven to evolve.
When the brightest brains collide in the biggest general knowledge quiz in Gauteng, it's time for the Brain of 702.
Let's flex our muscles, right? Put our brains on display. Prove your mental might. So today's a really big day because the winner of this round will win 1,500 Rand. The winner this afternoon wins 1,500 Rand, but they'll also be the brain of the week. So 10,000 Rand is what's up for grabs. So trust me, you want to win this round so you can play with Jan Pillman this afternoon to become the brain of the week. And of course, that chance to get the 30,000 Rand prize. Henny is still standing. Henny was, of course, our contestant from yesterday. We seem to have lost Henny. Do we have Henny? Not sure what's happening with Henny's line, but he's still standing. He won with 9 points yesterday. And he's going to be up against Isaac. Let's welcome Isaac, who's playing for the first time. Isaac, good morning.
Morning, both.
Are you ready to play?
I'm ready, my guy.
Do you have a good category? Do you have a category that you trust yourself? Sports.
Yeah.
All right. Stay on the line. We've got Henny now back. Good morning, Henny. We lost you there for a bit.
Morning, Bongani. Yes.
All right. You stay calm. You stay cool. You know how it works. I've got 60 seconds with 15 questions. The most correct answers will win or will play sudden death. Henny, we'll let you have a first bite at the cherry. Here we go. KG, start the clock.
3, 2, 1.
Spell the word mystify.
MYSTIFI.
Correct. True or false? A parrot has 3 toes on each foot.
False.
Correct. In which Asian language does konnichiwa mean hello?
Japanese.
Correct. In which country is not part of the United Kingdom? Wales or Malta?
Malta.
Correct. Which element is represented by K on the periodic table?
I know in Afrikaans. Kalium, but
potassium. Of which province is Mahikeng the capital?
Northwest.
Correct. In The Silence of the Lambs, Clarice Starling is played by Jodie who?
Foster.
Correct. Which word means devise? Contrive or derive?
Derive.
Contrive or derive?
Derive.
Contrive. And that's where we will leave it. We will leave it. You were asked 8 questions. And you got 6 correct answers. Henny, 6 correct answers. Isaac, 6 is a good score, but it's not. It's a beatable score. It's a gettable score. How are you feeling? Isaac, are you there?
Yes, hello. I'm here, boss.
The way this works is you answer when I ask you something. I'm saying 6 is a gettable score. How are you feeling?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. KG, start the clock.
3, 2, 1.
Spell the word misfire.
MISFIRE.
Correct. True or false? An ostrich has 3 toes on each foot.
False.
Correct. In which Asian language does ni hao mean hello?
China.
Mandarin. Which country is not part of Scandinavia? Austria or Norway?
Austria.
Correct. Which element is represented by Na on the periodic table?
Sodium.
Correct. Of which province is Bisho the capital?
Eastern Cape.
Correct. In The Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal Lecter is played by Anthony who?
Hopkins.
Correct. Which word means grow vigorously? Is it stagnate or flourish?
Flourish.
Correct. In cars, what animal is on top of the logo of a Peugeot?
Pass.
A lion. True or false? Algeria is a neighbor of Egypt.
False.
False is correct, and it is in time. Oh, Isaac, man. For a first-time player, oh, man, you were so close. You were so close. You would have been even closer if you had got the ni hao question. You said China instead of Chinese. But guess what, Isaac?
Yes, boss.
The producers, the adjudicators, have looked at each other. They called Donald Trump, and they'll give you that question. And that means you walk away with 9 correct answers, Isaac.
Thank you.
You win 1,500 Rand for this round. Henny, I'm afraid your journey will end at this point, but well played. You hung in there for a while, but Isaac walks away now with 1,500 Rand. You've got to play really well in the next round, Isaac, because if you win an afternoon drive with John Pullman, not only will you walk away with With 1,500 Rand, you could win 10,000 Rand as the Brain of the Week. Good luck.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
702 podcasts are on 702.co.za.
And you got me like, oh, what you want from me? What you want from me? And try to buy your pretty heart with a price too high. Baby, you got me like, oh, you love when I fall apart. So you can put me together and throw me against the wall. Baby, you got me like, don't you stop loving me. Don't quit loving me. Just stop.
A happy 38th birthday to the fantastic singer Rihanna. She hasn't released an album since this one, Auntie. The song is taken from Auntie. 2016. It's been 10 years. She used to be so prolific. She was releasing an album every year at one point, wasn't she? But she launched a beauty range. Music for who? When you're a billionaire. The highlight of this week certainly has to be MasterChef on Sunday, 6 o'clock. It's a date. I am so excited about what people are going to be making over the next few weeks. Post a picture of something that you saw on the show that you think you can pull off. Tag us, put it in your Insta stories, on your Instagram. And if you win, you may get a chance to meet some of the contestants or even the judges. Hopefully, you get to meet the person whose dish you made. Hey? That'll be fun. I'll try one or two of my own. Amo, are you committing?
I am committing.
You're going to make one?
Oh, yeah.
At some point?
At some point, yeah.
No
My
hurry.
favorite one.
Yeah, we'll see. It's 9 o'clock.
This is EWN.
Good morning, I'm Sfiso Zulu. Deputy President Paul Mashatile is set to conduct an oversight visit to Johannesburg's water facilities this morning in his capacity as chairperson of prolonged outages. Mashatile's visit comes as authorities implement water shifting measures aimed at managing system pressure and restoring consistent flow. Dimakatso Lishoro has more.
The oversight visit is set to form part of government's broader efforts to unblock bottlenecks